How do you like the Deftones, people? I like them. Not a bad little band. Pretty popular. I hear the bass player Stefan. He's a flat earther too for some odd reason. Maybe he's thinking about things. I don't know. Is anybody here? I'll give you a minute. I know it's late. I'm trying to change my filters. Hold on a second. I haven't been in a show by myself in a while. There, I'm back. Anybody? I don't see anybody yet. Access, if you're here. I looked at your Quora page. It's pretty neat. Yeah, if nobody really shows up, I'm going to have to make this short. I want to go over cartography and old maps and stuff. Show you their radius values way off. Just with mapping alone. And Terry Eicher put out a video a while back. That's 9 months ago. It's called Exodus. They found everything. Looks like these are archaeologists too. Eh, I guess I'm all by my lonesome. Eh, not popular today, am I? Anyways, we'll look at that Terry Eicher video right quick, just because I got it up. And then I got a couple of map videos I want to go over how they used to do mapping and stuff. Pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Eicher, or Eicher, however you pronounce it. We'll take a look at it. Ask about this video? Nah, let's watch it.
Two men have the proof.
Larry looks over and looked him right in the eye and said, Bob, I think we're making history.
Epic myth becomes burning truth.
Orange County, California. I was a policeman for years. Started off being in patrol and then went into being a crime scene investigator, collecting evidence and analyzing crime scenes. And I was on the first SWAT team that they implemented on the police department. It was pretty intense.
I've spent the last 40 years basically as a speculator, trading stocks and commodities.
Really?
I have a degree in journalism from the University of Oregon. I was raised in a religious family, so the history of religion has always interested me.
Larry Williams is certainly one of the most interesting people I've ever met. A famous man. Ran for United States Senator twice. Ronald Reagan campaigned for him. World-renowned commodities trader. A man of wealth.
I didn't know that.
You could just instantly see in Bob that here was a guy that I had a lot of natural affinity with. I just felt good being around him. He was exciting. I walk away from business and do interesting things as well in my life. Because life should be more than just business. I've always been enamored of
7 people watching me.
The great
Nobody's
unknown.
in the chat.
Great stories about things like, oh yeah, that's a really cool story, but is there anything to it or is it myth? When you look at the great archaeological discoveries of the world, they have not been found by archaeologists. Whether it's the Machu Picchu or the lost city of Ur, the Dead Sea Scrolls, you go on, they're found by people that are adventurers. Well, that little question mark in the back of Bible is really what got me involved in this entire thing. My friendship with Bob and everything else notwithstanding, when I saw a question mark in the Bible, that piqued my interest. What is that doing there? Why don't people know? I thought everybody knew where it was. That question mark got me to spend a small fortune in this search.
That search begins with a series of clues that came in the form of a mysterious letter, written by explorer David Fossold and given to them by Irwin, hinting that the real Mount Sinai might actually be in Saudi Arabia.
We had kind of an idea of where to go and how to get there, but David wasn't able to come back with any documentation because he was arrested and couldn't get anything out other than what he carried in his mind.
Kornuk and Williams agree. They will use the book of Exodus as their roadmap. Through research, they begin to compile a list of sites they will have to find to identify the true Mount Sinai. After 400 years of slavery in Egypt, the Israelites fled toward this holy mountain as they were pursued by the armies of Pharaoh. they decide to start their quest by examining the site of the traditional Mount Sinai in Egypt, known simply as St. Catherine's.
It received its name, some say, by Queen Helena, mother of Constantine, the Emperor of Rome, and that she guessed that this was the mountain. And I guess being the mother of the Emperor of Rome, you have a little bit of power, and they put it down on a map, and then tradition just carries on. The Roman Church perpetuated it, we know, quite extensively in the 4th century as being Mount Sinai.
And
I climbed
around,
this mountain several years ago with Jim Irwin. We stood on top of the traditional Mount Sinai in the Sinai Peninsula. We looked around. Very disappointing. Beautiful mountain, beautiful scenery, awe-inspiring, but none of the geographical, formations fit with what the Bible was telling us.
This wasn't out of Egypt, and St. Catherine's is clearly in the Egyptian peninsula.
It just didn't work. It wasn't on the backside of any desert. It wasn't in the area that the Bible said. We had the stunning realization, as many who have climbed that mountain have said, this just simply is not the place.
The book of Exodus tells the story of how God led Moses and the children of Israel through the desert to a point where they were confronted by the Red Sea.
If you find the correct crossing site, it's easy to find the mountain. And if you find the mountain, it's easy to find the crossing site. It all comes together. It's like a trail of breadcrumbs that leads you to the correct location in an investigation. And the crossing site, a big part of the Exodus story, has just been avoided. People have thought it to be in the Upper Lakes region of the Suez, which is ridiculous. The Bible says that the Egyptians sunk like stones in the mighty sea. We have to have a sea, an ocean, to where they crossed the Red Sea.
People seeing the movie have been blown away by what the Red Sea crossing was. Well, I like a little physical reality in how this could have happened.
As Bob and Larry examine the book of Exodus and take it at face value, another theory begins to emerge.
If you read specifically as to what Flavius Josephus says, he describes as ridge of mountains going along, stopping into the sea, precluding them from going any other place. If you look at satellite imagery, it gives a wide, clear area along the western side of the Sinai Peninsula, almost like a highway to the tip and then turning upward, creating like a cul-de-sac area. They probably went through the Red Sea right at the tip of the Sinai Peninsula in a place called Sharm el-Sheikh.
This is getting interesting. You mean the mainstream may be wrong about these locations?
It's remarkable.
I don't know.
It's not like a coral reef surrounding the outside of the tip of a peninsula or something that you see in normal coral reef configurations. This goes right through the sea. And it's interesting to note here that God in Scripture says, I will make for you a roadway through the sea.
Actually has a coral barrier that comes out, and Bob and I have pictures of ourselves at high tide, not low tide, with the tide up to about my waist, standing on this barrier, this reef barrier there.
They would have had a pedestal under the surface of the water, a wide ribbon of land that goes under the water, that when the water's parted they could walk upon, that would allow them an escape route and go through the sea.
The book of Exodus records that Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground.
So we have the precision of Scripture, the historical records, and the physical geography of the area all coming together and creating a picture that this is the most likely site of the crossing point. The Bible says that they crossed through the Red Sea, and it was the mighty waters of the Red Sea. That's simple. We need to look there. The Bible says that Mount Sinai is in Arabia. Galatians 4:25 says, now Hagar stands for Mount Sinai in Arabia. The Bible says it's in the ancient land of Midian, where Moses met God, on Mount Sinai. Why aren't we following the clues given us in Scripture? The Bible is like a road map. It's like a compass that you can open up and follow these clues. The Bible says when God is speaking to Moses, you shall return to Egypt and come back and serve God on this mountain, meaning that he needs to come back to Midian, which is not in Egypt.
Without the official invitation from a Saudi citizen, obtaining entry visas proves to be impossible.
Well, it is difficult to get into Saudi Arabia. You just don't go there. We had to manufacture a way to get into the country. Another friend that I met, a Greek fellow, said, well, I think I know how to get you in, Larry. I have a letter from the king of Saudi Arabia, and we'll take his signature, and we'll put it on his letterhead, which I have, and we'll change the fax machine on my fax to read his fax number, and we'll put the time at the time in Riyadh, and we're going to fax this letter to the embassy here in London. And it basically, the letter's going to say, this is from the king, and I want these guys in a hurry. Get them in. So we faxed it to the Saudi embassy about, I don't know, maybe 8 blocks away. And sure enough, we got in. In a real quick time period. The king carries a lot of weight. Bob was more than uncomfortable with it. It bothered him a great deal. I think to this day it probably still does. Bob and I come from two different views on this. He has a lot stronger religious beliefs and feelings than I do about things, and I'm kind of like, oh, the doubting Thomas of all this stuff. And to me, it was just a question of how do you get in.
When they closed that door on that Saudi airliner, we were going, and there was no turning back.
Getting into Saudi Arabia is one thing. Finding the mountain is another. Using the letter given to them by Jim Irwin, Cornuke and Williams drive out into the vast Saudi desert, hoping luck will follow.
Well, the desert over there is just a huge expanse and just almost an endless sea of sand and rock. And the heat is so hot that it just sucks the air right out of your lungs. It's frightening to even breathe that 128-degree heat.
Jesus.
The only problem was with David's description was take a right at a big rock, and then go 0.6 kilometers and take a left at another big rock. The desert's really easy to get lost in.
With a limited water supply and maps that are now essentially useless, Bob and Larry become hopelessly lost when suddenly a band of Bedouin desert dwellers come to their aid.
Here we're sitting there and we're saying, do you know where Jabal al-Lawz is?
He walked out just to the edge of this hill, so the hill hiding us, and pointed. Jabal al-Lawz, Jabal Musa.
Bob and Larry get their first look at the mysterious peak. Could this be the holy mountain of God spoken of in the Old Testament?
Jabal Musa, which I knew clearly was Arabic for the mountain of Moses. He clearly knew this there as Moses' mountain.
It's such an interesting mountain. When you see Jabal al-Lawz from a distance, you think, my first impression was, there must be a cloud up there, there's a shadow over it, because the corner of the top kind of a triangular part is black.
We know the Bible says that God descended on the mountain in flames of a furnace. So for me, it was kind of a surreal moment.
As they move closer to the mountain, they are confronted with a harsh reality. Warning signs posted in both Arabic and English, and impenetrable high barbed wire fences surrounding the base of the mountain. Aware now of the fact that they could be spotted at any moment, the two move ahead cautiously, looking for any evidence they can find. What they find next will leave them breathless.
I'm looking for markings and paintings and little etchings around the mountain, and I kind of walked upon it.
Come on over here, come on over here. I'm looking for something little like this.
And I looked up and I saw this huge rock monolith.
This is actual video footage of their remarkable find, smuggled out of Saudi Arabia at great risk.
Well, the altar is obviously man-made. It's immense. It would have taken hundreds of men or thousands of men to erect. And so this wasn't a band of nomads that erected this.
And this altar site is out in the middle of a huge, flat, arid field. There's no rocks close to it at all. I mean, it stands all by itself, right, Bob? There's nothing close to it. So the rocks didn't just grow there. They came from some place.
Bob and Larry move in closer to examine mysterious petroglyphs on the side of the altar, instantly recognizing their similarity to the ancient Egyptian deities Apis and Hathor.
I figured that if this was Mount Sinai, this had to be the altar where they made the golden calf.
Oh, that would make sense.
Why would you put a fence around a random rock pile? They wouldn't. They know that this has great importance. They've erected a fence with barbed wire to keep people away.
Under the constant threat of being spotted by patrolling guards, the two agree they have precious little time to explore further around the base of the mountain.
We were able to notice what I call boundary markers. If you study this closely, you'll see these big piles of rock, maybe 4.5 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall, maybe 6 feet in diameter, and they're clearly around the mountain.
The mountain was considered to be so holy that if the people just touched it, they would die. So Moses was told to put boundary markers around the mountain to keep the people away. And sure enough, around this mountain, about every 400 yards, there are these rock piles. And why would you put these huge rock piles in precise, linear fashion around the mountain?
After a few hours of restless sleep, Bob and Larry decide it is time to climb Jebel al-Oz.
Yes, this is amazing.
It's an awesome little video, dude. I didn't realize.
No, I'm liking. I'm liking it. You sent me a link, and you forced me to be here, Roger.
I
You forced me. You're forcing my hand. Yeah, I'm liking this so far.
Yeah,
All right, I'm here.
You're here. Good. So you get to ruin the radius with everybody else. I heard that.
Oh, look how
Based on
flat
it,
that is
it's
right there.
really
Look how flat that is.
fun.
Doesn't look curved at all, does it?
I've never seen the curve they're talking about. So. Have
No,
you?
I'm just saying though that
Yeah.
image here, looks nice and flat. Hmm.
So Santero's talking about space audits and who was he? Who they? Oh yeah, they were doing Red's Rhetoric and what is it? What's that guy?
Oh.
Astronomy Live. Yeah, they went
Oh,
over
jeez.
stuff. Yeah.
Did you see the new Globebusters?
No, I haven't watched it. No. What's
It was
on
a
it?
whole presentation of it's the same thing, the reference plane to the stars and stuff, GPS or ground positioning,
Oh, so they're on
geo,
the same line.
geo.
Space Odyssey is doing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, he did a whole hour. Sean St. Pierre.
Cool. I haven't been looking at Globebusters. I've been watching the Space Audit stuff.
Well, it's
Back and forth.
it's the first. It's the first. I told you, it's freaking season 15, episode 1. So
Nice.
15 years, not 15 years. It's 15 seasons. So it's like 8 years, 9 years.
That's not bad. Yeah. That's a long
Anyway.
time you've been in the business, man. I'm telling you.
Don't let me ruin this.
Ruin it.
I didn't even mean to say that, actually. Ruin the radius. Oh, the radius. And the refraction. RR and what else? Those are in there.
Don't forget the gravity.
The gravity, GR. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have gravity.
Little G.
Well, they can't
All right.
measure a little g in any way, shape, or form. So where's big G and that's in there?
I'm wondering if you're going to get strike for this presentation because,
No,
you weren't talking over it.
This is Terry Eichers, dude.
Oh, this is Terry? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're not going to get a strike for it. No,
All right, cool.
It just popped into my feed. I was like, okay, this looks freaking cool. So,
But it's not him talking, though. It's obviously AI.
but he published this. So. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Derek came in. Whew, it's been a lovely day so far.
Oh,
I
Derek
gotta go to
Nelson?
court.
Yo, Derek Nelson.
I got to go to court at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be in like 6 hours. I
All
got
right, well,
to take care of. Yeah, so I'm going to try to make it a short stream, but
you're the, long streamer.
yeah, but this one ain't going to be that.
You're
long.
the guy that said, listen, you're the guy that says, I'll be done here in I can't do it, Roger. I'll be done here in I can't do
20
it.
minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes and then half an hour or 2 hours later.
Or later,
We're
we're still going. Yeah, that happens.
anyway. All right. It's good. It's good.
interesting.
Play it.
All right, see how long this thing is just to get. It's like about a 30-minute little video, but they're actually getting the details. Yeah.
We crested the top of the knoll, and we're welcomed by an incredible sunrise. The sunrise is just awe-inspiring.
But when we get up there, the rocks are clearly black.
All right, you have to
just
stop
like
it.
a chalkboard black on the outside.
I hate to say it, but like, so you know the whole thing that happened last night. Like, you know, there was the two things in the sky, right? And one of the things,
That thing.
one of the things, one of the moon thing, right? It gets eclipsed, right? Starting from the top, Roger. Roger, how did they? You know how they explain it, right?
Yeah, I do.
How do they explain it, Roger?
Okay, so the moon is at 93 million miles away at this one point. They claim
Mhm.
it. So what happens is in the moon's circuit from the top to the bottom, that's where it starts eclipsing. But I don't understand how that works east to west because the eclipse
No,
east from west, doesn't it?
it's on the ecliptic. So on the ecliptic, right?
Yeah,
Everything's flat. Like the
Flat.
whole solar system, even the universe, they say is flat, right?
of course.
So how does it come from the top down,
Well, it's
Roger?
an impossible eclipse, Scott. I just don't know exactly how.
I know
Yeah.
they call it the impossible eclipse, but refraction. No,
180 degree. No, not even
the
that.
shadow, the visibility of it, right? They say is refraction, right? The visibility of the fact that you can see it from, you know, when the sun is coming up and the moon is in the sky, right? They say that's refraction. Okay, fine. Okay, you guys can just say refraction all day, right?
They
But
say
the
refraction
thing
all
is,
the fucking time, dude.
the thing is, though, the shadow comes down from the top left. How do you explain that, guys? Anyone? Any Globey in here? Any freaking crazy person?
Yeah, I don't see him.
No? Okay. Well, we need one to explain that one because you ain't got nothing on that one.
Should we look up their explanation for it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because Roger, I guarantee you, it's gonna be the most retarded thing you've ever heard in your life.
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
No, I'm serious because they don't have one. The reason why it's gonna be so retarded if they do have one, right? The reason why the shadow comes from the top down, because it wouldn't, right? It would be from the bottom up, right? Do you understand this, right? So no, yes.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Tourette, yes. No, I'm talking to Tourette. I'm talking to Tourette. Tourette in the chat. Selenium, yes. The impossible selenium.
I've got pictures of it all. You want to look
Why
at it?
why does it come from the top down?
I don't know.
Mhm.
Because it's
That one.
refracted up. The shadows
No,
refracted up.
that's not how shadows work, dude. Shadows don't work that way. No, you can't do that one.
Canagoo.
No.
That's a
No,
refracted
see-
shadow.
Oh, they could possibly say it's like a Phantom Morgana.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a Phantom Morgana.
Okay, so it's a mirage now. Okay.
Yeah, upside down mirage. Yeah, they can just say that. They're like, oh, it's just science. Just trust the science.
Now you sound like Bev, dude. I swear to God.
No, I sound like the people that have the freaking things in their front yard. It says, I trust the science. I think that love is love. I think that I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
All right. So the third March 3rd, 33rd Synelian eclipse.
Yeah, 3-3 at
Yeah.
3:30 in the morning for some people. Yeah, weird,
It's crazy.
kind of strange. It's not that.
Hero says
It's just.
his ass is mirage. Hold on. Sorry.
But why does it come down? You know
I
what
don't
I'm
know,
saying?
dude.
You have to think about this, right?
I'm going to look up the actual technical explanation they give for their crap. I should ask Siri because I don't feel like typing.
Because like I've recorded, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 possibly lunar eclipses, but that's when they're like at the that's like at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not when the sun's coming up, right? So they can just say, oh, it's just space and like millions of miles and stuff like that. They can say that on their little diagram, right? But you can't explain this one when the shadow comes down from the top. You can't explain that one, guys, on a globe. You can't.
Nope.
You just can't explain it.
I'll show you how it started. I got the pictures right here. Hold on. Let's get this off screen. Poof. Look, it's Jetfire.
Ooh. Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Transformers, robots in disguise. Oh no, AI. I didn't mean to say that. Anyway,
Jetfire.
jeez.
I had the full size Jetfire. He was all metal too.
Oh, dude, I swear to you, diecast too, dude. Diecast.
Yep.
My son is replacing
That ain't
his
gonna work.
fender. My son is replacing his fender with some like polyester, or what is it, polyurethane. He's like, it's called polyurethane. I'm like, dude, steel. You have steel on your car right now. He's like, nope, replacing it, lighter polyurethane. I'm like, that's retarded.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, Matthew Eastman sent me the whole Eclipse. I'm going to send it to Discord and I'll see if I can get to it there.
Oh, Matthew
I'll
Eastman.
yeah, Matthew Eastman. He took pictures
The
of
whole thing?
Yeah. So it started at the top. But it worked its way out the side. It's really
Yeah,
weird.
it's
it
top
starts
left,
at the top
and then it goes to the
outside.
bottom right. Okay.
Weird.
Now, on a globe, it would not make any sense at all for the Earth to be doing that.
No, it wouldn't. I'm still trying to figure that out. Oh, look, Ryan's here. Hey, monster. Pow, pow. Roar. You got pictures
Am I
of
late?
the Eclipse? No, too
Hey,
late.
Cookie
It's only
Monster.
been-
No.
It's only been
It's not
29
good.
minutes.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
Are you good?
Yep.
How was your day?
Oh, it's been a long fucking day, dude. I've been working on this
yeah.
bike all fucking day long.
Nice.
It's not been nice. It's not been nice at all.
What's wrong with it?
It needed the car. It sat for a couple of years, so I had to clean the carburetor out. So I had to take that out, and that was
Yep.
I just got it finished, and they rigged a bunch of stuff. So I had to reroute a bunch of fuel lines and vacuum lines because the idiot that worked on the bike before didn't know what they were doing.
Mhm.
So, and then now what I'm dealing with is I still don't have ignition. I'm trying to figure out if the wire is bad or if I have to run another hotline to get to it because it won't light up at all. It just the headlights come on, but nothing else works. And I already checked the neutral switch and all this and all the grounds and everything. Everything's tight. I cannot figure out what's wrong with it. It's like there's a break in the wire
dude.
somewhere or something. It's a pain in the ass, but the guy
Yeah,
swears that
there's
it
like
ran
one
right
little
before he
tiny-
parked it. You know?
There's like
Square.
one lump wire that you haven't found yet. That's the
Mhm.
Yep.
that's the
Hillside.
thing.
That's the one. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, you just keep freaking searching.
Yep. I got one of those tester things that you can, like, it puts out a magnetic field so you can find the hole in the wire and you just follow it along until it starts to beep or whatever. I forget what they call it. But
Yeah,
an
it's a
expensive
wire
tool.
tester. It's just a tester. Yeah.
well, no, it's a weird kind of tester that has like a big old.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like a snap-on tool or whatever. Pretty cool. I don't know if it's worth anything more than what anything else is. It just seems like it's better. So maybe I'm wrong. If it's mine, it's better.
These pictures. Discord. Hold on. Give me a
Dude, Ryan, I took my wheel off today thinking that I needed brakes. I'm like, okay, I need brakes. And then I'm like, oh, I don't need brakes. They're fine.
What
They're
did-
totally fine.
What did you need? It was just squeaking.
Nothing. No, they were
Really?
just, there was a little vibration in the wheel,
Oh yeah,
my-
that happened.
no, in my steering wheel,
Oh,
And I was thinking, I think there might have been like the caliper was a little loose because I noticed the caliper nuts were like
I see.
kind of loose. So
Yeah.
I tightened them up. So I don't know, whatever.
Who worked on your car last? You or somebody else?
Somebody else. I just
Okay, yeah,
just
I'd be asking that question then. I'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like, hey,
that's
dude,
what I'm-
what
dude.
the fuck, man? You gotta tighten
Yeah,
bolts,
it's
bro.
not.
I'm gonna
Yeah, they
try
were-
to share my Discord right quick, see if I can do it.
That's what was weird. Yeah. So, but it was
Right.
fine. At least I don't have to do a whole brake job.
Well, you're
you know?
lucky, yeah. You're lucky it didn't
but
fall
I
off while you're
will
going down the
eventually.
highway.
Well, I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
So what are we staring
Terrifying.
at, Brian? What are we looking at?
Oh, I don't know.
Who
Sailors?
cares? Doesn't matter.
Tarp,
This is
light.
his
You want
avatar.
to see me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
who
he's-
cares? We don't need to see him.
Oh,
You do.
he had his camera pointing down for no reason whatsoever.
Who
Oh, it was
cares?
pointing up. What are you talking about? It was pointing up. What are you talking about?
Okay.
You were looking at the ceiling.
I'm still
The
trying to
homeless
get these
camera.
pictures off Discord to share in here. I'll just share the link with everybody if they want to look at it.
Trying to get pictures off Discord, huh?
Yeah, there's the picture of the Selenelian eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Eastman sent it to me.
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh, cool.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how they don't put on the media, like they don't talk about it. They're like,
no,
oh, don't talk
they don't
about
say
it.
nothing about it.
They
Not a
don't.
fucking thing.
They don't want to talk about it because it freaking proves flat Earth, dude.
Yeah,
Why would
Because it
Why would-
proves flat Earth, dude.
Yeah.
well, it doesn't necessarily prove it, but it could.
I mean,
It could
I mean,
convince
it-
a lot of people.
potentially, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
it makes no
They don't
sense
want to.
on the ball.
They don't want to trigger. They don't want to trigger
But-
anyone.
But as fucking brainless as most people are, I doubt highly that would really make a lot of difference anymore. To be honest with you.
Brainless?
Well,
Talk for
they
yourself.
got
Well,
they got plenty.
maybe
of,
I'm being a little harsh, but you know.
They have plenty of Iran stuff going on. So,
Yeah, plenty of
Plenty-
stupid shit to work. Epstein
It
shit
blows
and all
people
that.
up. Yeah.
dude, Ryan, listen to this. Ryan, I just told Roger this, but like my wife told me, she's like, "Oh, I just found out that her son, it's not my son, but like he's my son for his whole life, pretty much, you know, like
Mhm.
his like aunt or something is in Iran, like stuck there."
Oh,
And I was
Oh,
like, "What?"
wow.
I was like, "How long are they gonna be?" Like, I was thinking of like, how long will it take for
why
them
would
to get
why
back?
would they be stuck there?
Because they went
That doesn't.
there.
That-
They went there on
So?
vacation,
Okay, and so why can't they come home?
and there's no flights
They're
out.
Americans.
They shut it down.
Why not?
They shut.
So then,
they shut the flights
so then
down.
take
The
a bus
flights.
to the next town and get it playing there. What the fuck is
Oh,
wrong?
They
good
can't
luck
do
with
that
that.
either, dude.
What do you
They
mean?
got 'em locked
How are you
down.
getting back here on a bus?
Where?
Get on a ship.
Oh,
I don't care. Fucking find a way.
Well,
bro.
you're right. You could
There's
take a
always a way.
bus. You could
There's
a
always a
ship
way.
or something. But I know. I'm just saying. I'm wondering how long
Okay.
it'll take. You know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
just
guess
telling
if they're not willing to spend money, then yeah, they might be sitting there a while. But if they're willing
Yeah.
to spend the money, then there's no reason why they can't find another, like a bus to another big city where they could take a plane out.
My
Yeah.
point is though
Yeah,
is
but
that I know.
there's no big cities there you can get to an airport, dude. They're all shut down.
My point is that the truth is it's reality. It's not like
But
they're
people that live there
making
have
up.
to be getting off and off the island. They can't just not. Get off.
Oh, they definitely always can go places, but the question is how long did it keep an American,
Well,
staying there?
As
you know.
long as the dumb American believes the stupid story, I guess.
Oh, it's just the same thing as like a vaccine, or I mean, a vaccine, a freaking what do you call that? What was it called? What was the thing
That's-
called?
Inoculation.
No, the fake virus. I mean,
Yeah.
virus vaccine.
You know, there's a thing called a COVID cult now. You know that?
You know what's funny about that is that you can't prove it. You can't prove that it exists. It's all just theory.
Yeah, like ether.
They found some dead part. Like if you found a bunch of dead body, like if you found an arm and a leg of some crazy looking hands, like claws or whatever, that look kind of human
Dinosaur.
but look kind of creepy too. What would they? Yeah, exactly. They'd throw up. Oh,
Dinosaur.
it's got to be some kind of Cro-Magnon. Yeah, whatever.
So Scott, I put the link in the chat for the pictures of it.
And
See
that's
if you
the
can
right.
share it.
And that's why you can't never learn the truth because it doesn't exist.
Did you just say you can't never? Can't never means you can ever.
No, you can't.
Can't never. You said.
There's always
Scott,
something you don't know.
Click on that link in Discord. The Discord link. I
Don't
put
click.
in the
I'm not
main
clicking
chat.
nothing. Not. Don't
on.
tell me to click
Click,
something.
click.
I can't share Discord in the restream. It won't let me do it.
Hey, Discord is for me to poop on.
You know, I think I need to put one.
Just let me.
You know what I wanna do? You know that in that movie, The Crow, where he took the lighter fluid and he painted like a crow
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on the ground and then he lit. I want to
The
light. I
first
want to
movie?
do that. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to see if it works.
Dude,
It won't
Jason.
work. Go
He
It
ahead.
doesn't
died.
though. I mean, it does to an extent, but it doesn't really
Did-
work like you think.
Do you think he died though? Do you think he really died?
Who, Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon. My bad.
Yeah.
Brandon.
I'm pretty sure that people saw him die. Yeah,
He's not. He's on. That's not.
I know it sounds stupid, but Bruce Lee died weird
That,
circumstances
that was
too.
one
I
of the
mean,
first ones. Think about that. 93, 94,
yeah, 92, something like that.
something like
I think
that.
they made,
you know,
they
like,
made it in 92. Yeah.
like you know, like he might be the first one. Like, hey, welcome to the island.
You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
reason why I
Bruce
say
Lee-
that it's
Bruce
not,
Lee's
the
son.
reason why I say no is because you know the guy that plays Fun Boy. You know the goofy guy that plays Fun Boy in that movie. He plays Fun Boy. They're the nicknames, right? Happy
Mm-hmm.
Jolly
Mhm.
Pirate nicknames. Anyway, I know the movie by heart. So the guy that played Fun Boy, you know, he's the one that was like here, you know, and then he like anyway. So he's the goofy one with the blonde hair. Well, his name is Michael Wincott or something like that. But he was so traumatized by it that he never acted in hardly any other movies until recently. because it fucked him up in the head because he saw him die. I mean, he literally saw him
because
get
he
shot.
actually
It's
did.
weird.
Okay, you're.
He was
okay,
he
I
was
see
the
what
one
you're
who
saying.
fired the gun. He was the one who fired
Yeah.
the fucking gun. So
Oh,
yeah,
the fake.
that
It
would
was
fuck
supposed
me
to be
up.
a.
Well, it
supposed
was
to
a
be
blank, but it's still a real
blank.
gun.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just fires a blank, right?
Well, who
But-
puts a freaking round? Who puts a real round in a?
You and I
Come on.
both know that was a setup.
Well,
it was
the same
either
thing
it was
with
either
his dad,
faked.
though, right?
It was either faked,
about it.
and he's not really dead, or he probably would be by now.
Or
Who knows?
yeah, it's either or.
He's
yeah,
about the
you're
same
right.
age as me, though. So I don't know if he'd be dead by now. But he'd be in his 50s anyway.
I'm
But
trying
he
to
was a
think
cool
about
dude. Like,
his dad.
it's too bad.
Think about his dad's death, though. It was almost.
But you know
the
what?
same,
I
right?
don't think that movie would have became as popular if it wasn't for his death. I really don't. And you know what's funny is
No.
I liked that movie before I even knew he died. Like I
Yeah,
found that out
it
way
was-
after.
it was a
I
good
found that
movie.
out in the fucking.
Yeah.
I found that out when I bought the DVD version. I was like, "Fuck! I didn't know that. How did I not
Dude,
fucking know that
everybody
shit?"
that watched it, everybody that
Dude,
watched
and
that
the
movie was a
soundtrack,
fan of it,
the
dude.
soundtrack,
Soundtrack
was
rocks,
amazing.
dude.
It was
Yeah,
amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's better than Ghostbusters, bro.
I
It's
had
like
that-
it's awesome.
What did you say, Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters is a good fucking album, dude. It
Uh,
was.
Wow,
There's some
dude.
fucking really good songs on that fucking movie.
Wow.
I really like
Give me one good song off Ghostbusters soundtrack.
the Bus Boys, dude. Come on, dude.
I haven't listened to
The
it.
boys are back in town. Come on.
Wait, the
New
boys
York,
are
bro,
back in
come on.
town. The boys are back in town. That's a
No,
better
that's a
song.
different song. That's a different song.
Yeah, it's a way better
That's-
band,
that's-
way better song.
That's Huey Lewis.
Wow, dude, wow.
Please.
You think that freaking you can compete with the Crow soundtrack?
I'm saying no.
the Crow 2
I didn't
soundtrack
say that.
was horrible, and it's
Oh, it
still
was-
better than
it was
freaking
bad.
Ghostbusters.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No,
about
Top
his
Gun and
dad's
Ghostbusters
death?
are
Maybe
the two.
not.
Or one. Top
No,
Gun.
nobody's
Crow
answered this
2,
question.
Crow 2
Cocktail-
wasn't that good.
Listen,
Yeah.
Cocktail,
No.
Top Gun, and that movie had some of the best music on it. Yeah.
Because you're a Kenny Loggins fan. You love
God.
Kenny
I don't give a
Loggins.
fuck.
I love it.
I don't
That's
necessarily
good.
love
No,
him,
I
but
love-
I mean, I like. Yeah,
I like him. I like him too. He wrote so many songs. Dude, it's crazy.
yeah, he did.
he
He
wrote-
wrote a lot of songs you
he
don't even
wrote
know.
so
he
many
did.
songs, yeah. So many people don't even know that. That's funny.
Like Barry
But no,
Manilow
he's
did the
still-
same thing. Like a lot of fucking
Right,
songs
so-
are written by Barry Manilow.
Period.
Okay,
And,
so Brian, do you like taking it to the streets? Just Kenny Loggins taking it to the
Yes.
streets. Come on.
Well, I do
It's
not
have a good infatuation with that band. Yes. Doobie Brothers, fuck yeah, dude.
Infatuation.
Doobie Brothers rocks, dude.
Oh, Doobie Brothers. I mean, you can't even compete with that. Don't even.
Dude, why,
talk
why
about
are
Doobie
some slugs
Brothers.
like clear? Like I don't get it. Why are some slugs different colors?
Why are you asking hard questions I can't answer?
Because they're crawling up. Like I said, look, I'm not shitting you. They love plastic. Look, bro, they love plastic. Look, these motherfuckers
Hard
are in plastic
questions.
bags, bro. Look, they're all over this bag, and they climbed up a fucking wooden board to get to that plastic bag.
Mm.
Well, they like
See what I'm
oil-based
saying?
products, man. I
No,
don't know.
they just like that plastic, dude. They just like it. I don't know what it is about it, but every time I put anything plastic out here, they crawl all over this shit, bro.
Okay, so
Like,
nobody answered
what the
my
fuck?
question from earlier. Compare
Okay.
Brandon to Bruce's death. They're almost identical, right? Very well scripted.
Really?
So,
Well, yeah, supposedly. But I wasn't there, so I
yes.
don't
Why would you do it twice? Yeah, I wasn't there either. But why?
Hold on,
Hollywood
Roger.
just-
Why would you do it twice?
Roger. I forget. Seriously, I forget about
Because you didn't do it good enough.
Bruce's. Well, Bruce is the same thing. Like,
Yeah, same idea. Huh.
okay, so think about this, right? Whitney Houston
Okay.
and her daughter's death. Same exact thing.
You know that it's all fake, dude.
In a bathtub.
It's a storyline.
In a bathtub, dude.
They probably didn't even have kids in real life.
How you know?
Well,
I mean,
I
if the president can have a gay husband, and America doesn't even figure it out until after the fucker's out of office, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Well, there are people that knew about it while he was in office too.
Yeah, not really. There was nobody talking about it. I'll tell you that much. It might have been said under hush hush, but it wasn't being put out there. Trust me. I've heard all kinds of shit, bro. I mean,
Before he
all
was
kinds
in
of
office,
crazy.
the
But I had
rumors
never
were
heard that one.
dude, Brian, did you hear? Were you here? I think you were. Like me and Roger, and I think you were talking. My mom was like, "No way, freaking Obama's what? What's her name? Michael Obama's
Michelle.
Michelle Michael,
Oh,
right?
whatever.
My mom flipped out. Like her brain, like I saw her, she flipped out, and she's a freaking Republican, like Baptist church lady, and she
Yeah, but
was
see- The problem
She was
is Republicans don't
defending
exist.
No, but I'm saying though, like my mom. Well, my mom is like
Democrats don't
she
exist
thinks.
either.
Doesn't matter.
Nothing.
But
Nothing
my
exists, bro.
mom's brain, she flipped out. Like she was like, Scott, no way. Look, there's
Mhm.
pictures. I'm like, no,
Pissed her off.
mom, look. No,
Yeah, look
mom,
at the
look.
big cock sticking out. Yeah, that's what you need
And
to
I
look at.
showed her that too. I showed her that, and Ryan, I felt weird. I was like, I'm showing my mom like Michelle Obama's cock, you know?
Did you
Like,
show her the picture of his best
I
friend
sh-
from college?
yeah,
That look,
oh,
it's
the
a
one,
spot on
yeah,
fucking dude.
that
It's
one.
the
No, I
same
couldn't find that
person.
one. I couldn't find that one.
I've got
But I
it for you.
couldn't find that one.
I'll send it to you.
But she looked up stuff after I told her, and like she was like, "Oh, you're kind of right." And then my
Oh, wow.
dad said, "Listen," my dad said, your uncle, freaking, your uncle believes in this too." And I was like, "Okay." And then he made me call, like he called my uncle, and I said, "Yeah, I know." He goes, "Yeah, she's a man. She's definitely a man." And I was like, "This
There's
is
a lot
freaking
of-
hilarious." It was hilarious.
Dude, when Obama was senator in Illinois, a friend of mine attended bar at a gay bar in Chicago, and he
Mhm.
saw Obama in there on the regular, dude. It was known,
Mhm.
dude. It was before he even was
Oh, yeah.
president.
Well, like I'm not saying that people didn't know about it. I just mean like most of America, people like me,
Yeah.
were
Church
oblivious
going.
because I voted for him. You know, like I thought he was a good president too at some point, but now I'm starting to wonder. But then again, I mean, they're just puppets anyway. They're just hanging on a string. They're just, I mean, they hire them to do the job of talking to the public. That's all they do. How do you think you end up with a president like fucking Trump? Come on. We all wanted him to be in there because we thought he was going to do, but that's only because we had a shitty guy that was in there that wanted to get in. We didn't want him in there.
I
And
gave
so
up in the Bush
they tricked
era,
us.
dude. I didn't-
But see
I
how they
didn't vote
tricked
for him.
us? They tricked us into voting for his ass, even though we all didn't really fucking trust him. Just because the government didn't trust him. So we just automatically jumped on the bandwagon. Well, he must be honest because the government doesn't trust him, right? Fucking
Sure.
Dude,
stupid.
Ryan,
The government
that's
can't
awesome that
paint
you
that
said
I'll
that.
never do it again. I'll never do it again.
Dude, yeah,
That's all I got.
good, exactly. And also that you admitted, Ryan, that's awesome that you admitted though. That's awesome because I never voted, but like you would admit,
I voted once, dude.
I voted just because Trump was up there, and then now I feel really stupid. You know,
wait, who did you vote? You voted for?
He voted for
You
Trump.
voted for who?
Yeah.
I voted for Trump twice. I voted for him the first
You
time
voted
too, and
for-
then he lost.
Obama too?
Yeah, I voted for Obama.
Okay. Yeah,
I thought
just
having a
never
black
voted.
president was going to be a good thing. I thought maybe it would fucking end racism or something. Who knows? You know, like sometimes good
I
things can
thought
come
the same
about
thing,
things,
bro.
you know?
Too. Like I didn't vote, but like I thought the same.
But
I was like, we need a
that's brainwashing,
unifier. Like, I
But
know
I don't
it
even.
was.
But I didn't know Obama from Adam. He could have been
I
some
didn't either.
chump in a fucking gay bar, fucking sucking some guy's dick for all I know. And that's
Well,
exactly what he was.
I think. I think
Exactly.
he was.
See what
But,
I mean? That's what
but
I
like,
mean.
dude,
It's like
before
anybody can be
Obama,
president.
I was telling my friend, my quarter black friend, I used to call him quarter black.
Like,
He's Puerto Rican, quarter black. Yeah, he's a quarter black. And I was like, he's a guitarist, dude. He was
Doesn't
really
count.
good. He was my best friend. Yeah. But like, I told him, I'm like, dude, we need someone like you that can be like, you know, like the face of America. And then, dude,
There isn't
seriously, all of a sudden, he was like the perfect face. He was like, I'm not gonna do Obama, but he was perfect at that role in the first, 6 years. He was pretty good for 6 years.
His first address to the state was, "We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society."
Yeah.
Society, yeah.
I didn't catch that until way after, but yeah, if I would have noticed that right after I voted for him, I would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, why waste your fucking time with that shit, bro? Like,
It's a little late for it now, though.
I would have taken that as a fucking insult. Really, it would have pissed me off if I would have heard it at the time.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I wasn't in any of that back then.
Not back.
I was, but I wasn't. I wouldn't have admitted it to you. You know what I mean? Like, I believed the Earth was flat, but I wouldn't have argued about it. I didn't have any
That's what I'm
evidence.
saying.
or
Yeah.
anything.
What year was that? That was 2013?
Oh fuck! I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Or no? No.
2012.
Oh yeah, around 13.
It happens on an even. It's always on an even number.
So
No,
did
I'm
you take
saying
a look
when
at
you
this,
said that.
Ryan? Did you
Go
take
ahead.
a look at this documentary at all? Did you catch any of the first of the stream? This was a good documentary I was playing.
I didn't
They-
catch
they
it. No.
They're looking for Mount Sinai, and they're actually using the Bible and geography to find
That's
where
a bad
Mount
idea.
Sinai actually is. It works.
That's a bad idea.
Well,
Sure it did.
so far it was decent.
They've been saying that. You know how long they've been saying that, Roger? They said they found the ark and everything. Fucking liars.
Well,
They didn't
dude,
find shit.
we were watching it, dude. This is a live.
What do you
live
mean?
documentary stuff.
Sure they were. And
Yeah,
you
they
watch
did.
and you watch them go to space every other
In
fucking
Turkey,
year. You know?
in
No,
Turkey.
this-
No,
this-
we're
this
not
is
talking about
different, dude.
space,
On TV.
dude.
It's on
Yeah,
TV. It's on TV, bro. It's not real.
dude. I think
God.
you haven't seen these
He's
things.
he's isolated himself completely from everything. Didn't you?
I don't see what the point of even wasting my time. If it doesn't affect my life, I really don't see the point of it. Like worrying about it.
This is proven.
Like all this shit with Epstein, I don't give a fuck.
I don't.
You know what I mean? Because it's probably just a story anyway. The real guy who's really involved, the one who's really in charge, didn't get busted. That's the problem.
No kidding.
And we all know that, right? We all fucking know that. So for us to even believe that Epstein is the scapegoat at all, even to believe that stupid story is just fucking dumb.
All right. This is
It's
not
just
Epstein at all. This has nothing to do with Epstein.
No,
Why
it
are
has
we
nothing-
talking about
Doesn't
Epstein?
It's the point
He
of
did.
it, though.
Stop it. Nope.
It's the point of it, though.
Let's
'Cause
watch
that's
this.
all
real
everybody's talking about all day long. That's all I hear
Ryan,
all day
watched
long.
it. Like Ryan, I was watching this with Roger a little bit,
It was
and
pretty
this
good.
is cool. This is actually so far been pretty cool. Let's watch it.
Terry Eicher put it together. It's pretty decent.
Okay.
You get-
Cyanide.
I'll take it back to where they actually find the mountain itself, or take it back.
How's it going to affect my life? That's what I want to know.
That's
Well,
fine.
it's not gonna
It
affect
doesn't
your life.
matter.
It's
We're
gonna
learning.
affect
We're learning. It's funny. It's funny though.
I'm
Roger.
just teasing, though.
No, I
I'm
get it.
fucking with
But,
Roger.
honestly, I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same. You know, what do you call that when you're very you're just always going against the skeptical, whatever. But like
Highly skeptical.
we have to
There's
think.
another
Okay,
name for it,
so history. Yeah, I know there's another name.
It's fake.
But
Dinosaurs
history.
are fake. Santa
but
Claus
it's
is
always-
fake. Easter Bunny's fake.
Okay, no, I mean Easter Bunny might be. Tooth Fairy, maybe.
How about
Maybe.
Krampus? Yeah.
Krampus, yeah.
Krampus. Okay,
Krampus.
all right.
That's
Stop
even
with
better.
the jokes.
At least he has horns.
But
I
you
mean.
have to. We obviously have a freaking skeptical mind. Yeah. So let's watch
And you know what's
this for a second.
terrifying? The terrifying part about Santa Claus is that they probably created it so that old men could have little kids sit on their lap. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
It really is.
Oh, what are you, a
It's
baby truther?
It's just fucking
Freaking-
sad, bro. Like when you
It sounds
start
like
to
you're just
really
figuring
think
this out.
about, when you
Yes,
start
of
to
course,
really
I
think
thought
about
that,
the
like,
whole
a long time
idea of
ago.
it. Like, what the fuck were you people
I
thinking?
see
Like-
my relatives like with children, and I go, "Why
What the
does this
fuck is
creepy
wrong?
guy have a child?" And they're
Yeah.
crying. The child's
And
crying.
they're screaming. No, they're
The
not
child-
crying. They're fucking screaming.
No, I know. I've seen it.
You-
I've
you
seen it in
usually-
person.
The guys that play Santa Claus in like small towns or the town Wino, they get them out.
It-
It's
What's
Dude,
so
the funny-
scary about it is that you're literally
It's not that
teaching,
scary.
you're brainwashing adults to train their children and make them suffer
To believe in lies.
to believe in a
To
lie that
believe
you're
in
just going to
lies, yeah.
snatch away at 8 years old anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why the fuck
But-
do you do that to your?
But you
I
know
want
what's
you all
funny
to
about
ask yourself that
this?
question. Why the fuck do you do that to your kids?
It's not Christmas
fucked up.
anymore.
It's
But the
fucked
thing
up.
is, though, honestly, when I see when
Rudolph.
my kid was young, when my kid was young, and like there was like a good Santa, I was like, oh, he seems decent. Like that's a brainwash right there.
Why? Because
Like,
he wasn't
he's
a
a
pedophile.
decent. Like, yeah, he wasn't a pedophile. Like, I'm like, oh, he's
That's
a good
pretty
guy.
sad.
Like,
all right,
that's what I'm saying.
We have
Like,
to look forward
listen,
to at least the guy.
yeah, like look forward to the ones that like seem decent. You know, like
we try
they're
to
decent
pull
guys.
brakes on Epstein. And we're
Every
still
B
on-
movie starts with that, right?
Okay.
No, I'm saying like maybe he's really like he really doesn't mind that the child's on his lap. You know,
Oh my
maybe he
God.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But why
Anyway.
does he bring? But
Roll
my
it.
question
no,
is this.
no more,
My
no
first
more
question.
Christmas.
No, my
Christmas
first
is
question
over.
was this:
Or
why does an old man that lives in the North Pole want to bring me presents in the first place?
Well, I want to know why does an
That's
old
what I
man
asked my mom. I asked my mom that
that
so
looks
many
like
times. Why
Santa.
does some fat guy wants to bring me presents in
Dude,
a sled?
I see guys. There's constantly Santa, 24 or 365, like the whole year. They're always Santa. I'm like, oh, you don't even shave your beard? Nope. Doesn't even shave his beard. He's Santa all year. Like
Well,
guys,
yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? That's creepy, dude. Anyway,
yeah,
All you gotta have to
roll-
do is just have a beard that turns white, and you'll be Santa Claus.
well,
right?
if you keep eating the strychnine, yeah, your beard will turn white.
See,
So-
I always thought Santa Claus was supposed to be good looking, and I always thought Santa was ugly as shit. Like every single rendition of
Roger,
him.
stop
big
this.
ass nose
Stop.
and hairy
Stop
ears
it.
and everything.
Stop,
Okay,
Santa.
we
Stop
gotta,
it.
We got to end Santa. We're in the
Stop
Santa.
it.
The train
End it.
stops
End
here.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll play this little video. All right, here we go.
Sinai, this had to be the altar where they made the golden calf.
They're actually in Syria, dude. I think. Yeah. Saudi Arabia, sorry.
No, it's not that some Indians
Why
just
would
came
you
along
put a
and
fence
painted
around
shit
a
on the wall.
random rock pile?
In Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia.
They know that this has great importance.
They actually got there.
They've erected a fence
They
with
showed
barbed
they're
wire to
getting-
keep
Dude,
people away.
not everything that has a fence
Under the
around it is
constant
important.
threat of being spotted by patrol
In Saudi Arabia? Probably. Well, I don't know why it stopped.
There's a fence around it. It must be important.
Well, it stopped because it's Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Because you know the guys that like, you know,
All right.
the towers. You know,
Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know about that.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
No, but they actually got to Saudi Arabia. They found this mountain, and this is at the base of the mountain. There's an actual altar built there. That's
What kind of
they're
physics
showing.
made that happen anyway? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Physics? I don't know.
Yeah,
Physics,
what-
people
Because
did
it was obviously it was real physics that did it, right? That made it come down.
real physics. No, people
Yeah.
made physics.
Well,
people made altars. That's what happened.
okay.
Yeah, nothing
All
to
right,
do with
let's see what
physics.
happened. See, at this point, I forget what's happening.
Well, they finally got to out in the desert. They found
They found something that was gated in, and they decided it was important.
No, they found the mountain. They had found some desert guys, and they found this mountain. And at the base
Okay,
of the
but
mountain,
they said, why did they lock up a gate? They gate up a place with stone.
Okay, listen. You haven't watched the first 10 minutes of this.
I don't need
you
to.
have it.
No, you do though, because
I'm in a
of
mood
the
right now.
context.
I'm just
We
in a
need
mood.
context. You've been listening
I'm
to
in a
AI too much. Have you been talking
No,
to AI too much?
I haven't.
You
I
have?
haven't been
Yes,
listening. I haven't
yes.
talked to AI all day.
Have
I
you-
swear to God.
All day, one day. Okay.
No, I
24
didn't
hours?
today. I've been busy.
Okay, you've been busy. Good. Be busy. Oh, working on your freaking Harley,
There you go.
or not Honda?
Not a
Honda,
Harley,
right?
but it's
Honda.
a piece of
He's
shit,
got a
but
he's got a
it's free.
Polaris.
It was
got
free.
there, too.
Oh, the Polaris
Okay,
going to give you run. Tomorrow it's going to
keep
be run.
doing
I don't give
that.
a fuck if that bike runs or not. That Polaris.
Yeah,
is gonna
get
run.
your mind out of the AI, dude. Okay. Anyway, Roger, let's
Anyway.
see what's happening here. Okay.
Back to the documentary, dude. Yeah.
patrolling guards. The two agree they have precious little time to explore further around the base of the mountain.
We were able to notice what I call boundary markers. If you study this closely, you'll see these big piles of rock, maybe 4.5 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall, maybe 6 feet in diameter, and they're clearly around the mountain.
The mountain was considered to be so holy that if the people just touched it, they would die.
So holy.
So
So
Moses
holy.
was told to put boundary markers around the mountain
Mount
to
Sinai.
keep the people away. And sure enough, around this mountain, about every 400 yards, there are these rock piles. And why would you put these huge rock piles in precise, linear fashion around the
If
mountain?
people are that stupid, let them fucking walk in there and die.
After
they
a
did-
few hours of restless sleep, Bob and Larry decide it is time to climb Jebel al-Oz.
There she is.
Give me a break.
Dude, you're just in a good mood, aren't you?
I am. I'm in a no bullshit mood.
And we crested the
We're
top.
not
This
trying to
bullshit.
bullshit you, dude.
And we're welcomed by an
Okay.
incredible sunrise. The sunrise is just awe-inspiring.
Cheesy though.
Hit the
But
ball.
when we get up
Hit
there,
the
the
ball.
rocks are clearly
Yeah,
black,
keep getting the ball.
just like a chalkboard black.
It's super
on the
cheesy as
outside,
fuck.
And you break the rocks open,
You
and they're
haven't
not
seen
black
the first
on
part
the
of this.
inside. And then
I
when
don't
you come
care.
down the mountain, there's no more black.
I know.
It came
Some
down the
maps will
mountain.
show that they're vulcanized
Yeah.
rock. It came
The
from
trip there is a
volcanic
good
eruption.
part of it.
But when we lifted these rocks
Yeah.
up, and Larry and I were smashing them on top of the mountain, they'd
Vulcanized.
break open, and you have this
We were
almost
smashing these
pinkish
rocks.
brown granite that would be exposed when
Granite.
we broke the rocks open. We realized then, that, of course, they're not volcanic. But what are they?
Mm,
And based on
what are
all
they?
the other evidence, it started to mount, like a police
Hmm.
investigator, the degrees of probability increased, and our excitement started to increase.
The degrees of possibility increase.
What went through my mind was watching the experience
Degrees.
Bob was having.
Degrees.
He pulled out his Bible and started to write.
Percentage?
from his
Ah,
Bible,
fuck.
and, yeah, I know Bob went through a lot on top of Chapel Oz.
We thought that we might be standing
On holy ground.
on holy ground. I mean, just think about
Holy
the
ground.
significance of Sinai.
Yes,
a moment.
it's there.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
The Bible
Calm
became
down.
vibrantly real.
Fuck out of here, dude.
To think that I could be standing where Moses was
I'll
told
go
to
back
take
and
off
show you
the
how they got
sandals.
there.
And I looked down and kind of said, there could be something to this story. You know, the blackened rocks up there and all the other things. There might be some of this Exodus stuff.
Black
in
rock.
Saudi Arabia.
Now the thing I'm thinking about is
You're
if
talking about
this
fire,
is the real Mount Sinai. The world needs to know that this is not myth and legend. not allegory. This is real. And I said to Larry, I said, what are we doing
Larry.
here? And I'll never forget it. Larry looks over and looks me right in the eye and said, Bob, I think we're making history.
Oh my God. We'll make history.
Well,
With
they're not going
darkness
to take it as history
approaching,
neither.
the two use
Roger,
night vision
pause.
goggles to find their way. As they descend, they
Have you watched this? Have you
Hey,
watched this?
find the guy with the glowing eyes. Oh my God.
No, calm down.
No, dude.
Roger, there's a reason why you're showing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Someone told him to.
No. Nobody told
So,
me.
Ryan,
This.
as funny as the fight,
cheesy
as
as
funny
fuck,
as it-
dude.
it could be
So I
funny
told Larry,
too,
hey,
but
Larry.
cheesy.
It's like an 8-year-old fucking wrote it, bro.
If this
Come
kid is
on.
going to continue, dude, I mean, you didn't watch the first part of the documentary to start with.
I know.
You're judging something.
Probably better I didn't.
Quarter of it. Why?
I'm really good at judging things, bro. I really
Okay, so
am.
we'll take it back. Well, let's go back then, and let's see if you judge the pathway they actually took to get to where they're going.
Okay, what about it?
Well, actually, they followed the Red Sea, the place where they actually found where they crossed the Red Sea actually has a reef there. It goes all the way across. That
You know how many stories I've heard about that same thing? How many times I've
I
heard
don't
stories
care.
about that?
It's not,
Hundreds.
they actually documented it too. They're documenting as they went. It's not a story.
Okay.
They actually took a video camera with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I know people do that. Yeah,
Yeah, they have actual camera footage.
and then they fake it. Yeah, I know. all about it.
How do they fake it, dude? Explain it.
That's easy. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but I don't need to know.
Everything
That's
is fake to you. That's what you're going to tell me now.
No,
I mean, that's what you're
I
saying.
said it was cheesy. I said it was cheesy. I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
Okay,
I said it was cheesy.
then go with it, man. We're watching.
It reminds me of like 1970s shit, like something you'd see on like
Oh, it's
fucking
totally,
80s TV.
it's
or
totally
something.
cheesy and totally
It's
1970.
cheesy. You know
the
it's
thing
fucking
is-
cheesy, bro. You have to
It
laugh.
is,
and
but
shit.
the thing is though, it's no. But the thing is, like,
So I
why are
told
we
Larry.
laughing?
I was like, Larry, we're gonna make history.
It was funny, yes. Okay,
It's
but the
fucking
thing is,
cheesy as fuck, dude. Come on, man. You don't see the cheese in that? Come on, bro. That's fucking.
do you? Okay, Ryan, you don't see how you're
That's
making
pizza,
it like
bro.
almost more
I am.
cheesy. It's like you're
Yes,
making.
I am.
You see that, right? You know that, right? So how about
do.
pause? Hit mute. Hit mute. It's just the way it is. We've been doing this for like a year and a half. A year and 3 months. I've been talking to you for a year and 3 months, dude.
Oh
Mute,
God,
mute,
it's been that long.
hit mute. Yeah, it's been a year and 3 months, dude. Yep.
Wow.
I got married a year and 3 months ago.
Oh really? I didn't know
I
you just got
started
married.
talking to you. Yep.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
Okay. Play it.
Babylonians have history like this too. So yeah,
So far, it's not been bad. It's not.
Gilgamesh
That bad.
is the same story
Just
too.
promise me one thing. If I ever make a documentary that cheesy, you'll tell me the truth about it. You won't lie.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay, thank
I'll tell
you.
you.
All right, thank
It's
you.
cheesy,
That's all that matters.
but
Thank you.
he's not. Roger's not saying this is not cheesy. He's just saying.
I know he's
listen to
not.
what they're saying.
I'm being a dick. I apologize. My bad.
That's all right.
Okay, stop being a dick then.
But
Slow down.
I'm not trying
Slow
to be a
your
dick.
roll.
But when you force me to watch something that I know is cheesy, it's
Well,
gonna
then
make me
we're not
laugh and make
forcing
me
you.
make
We're
fun
not-
of it.
Force you to.
Hey, guy. We're not forcing you. We're not forcing
No,
you.
nobody's forcing you.
Nobody's
Okay.
forcing your hand, dude. You can just hit,
Okay.
you know,
I can hit leave.
leave.
You're right.
Is there a button? Is there a button to leave?
It's right here somewhere. I swear.
Yeah, right there. It
Where is
says
it at?
leave.
Where is it? Where is
Yeah,
it?
boom, leave. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Damn it.
I really don't care.
Hey, look! It looks like Bigfoot.
Where? The hand looks like Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'm teasing.
So you weren't even watching it. You're just listening.
Shout
know.
out
Fucking around.
to Heart of the Earth, by the way. I love that chick that lady is awesome. Heart of the Earth.
Dude,
is
Heart of the
awesome.
Earth is a dude.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome.
He just lost his wife too, dude. So it's
Oh,
Fucking A,
my
dude.
bad. Oh,
Wow.
I'm so bad at genders, dude.
Good job, man.
Yeah, whatever. My bad.
that's all right.
Way to
Well,
go.
he's still awesome, man.
Oh, I didn't say he wasn't.
So these guys actually took a different way to find cyanide, and they're going to show you their pathway. And I want to show you.
What's wrong with Mount Sinai the way it is?
Because it's not the right mountain, dude.
How do we know that?
Because they followed an actual text of the Bible and the path that they actually took.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
They're their judge. Yeah.
That's kind of the point of this whole thing is the correlation between the Bible and reality.
Well,
And-
Oh no, I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm just saying
There is a lot.
these aren't the
And
same.
you're kind of making fun of it. You know, and I
no,
get
I'm
it.
not.
I get-
I'm making fun of this cheesy video. I'm not making fun of the
Yes,
truth
yes.
of it. I
I
mean, the
know,
truth of it's
I
the
know.
truth of it. But when it's
Yeah,
cheesy,
that's-
it makes it difficult. You know, like
By the way, it's our fault. We didn't tell you because you weren't watching it earlier that they were trying to correlate the Bible and reality.
I know that, but that doesn't take away the cheesiness of it. Matter of fact, that makes it worse because you know, like if you're gonna make a fucking video and you're gonna go out
We
there
didn't
and
give
put
you a
this
heads
out there,
up. We didn't
at
give you a
least
heads up.
fucking make it not cheesy, bro. Like
I know, but dude,
I
what do
shouldn't
you-
have to
what do you
laugh
ex-
through the whole thing and be like, dude, that's like 8th grade fucking
Hey Ryan,
acting shit. You know,
hey,
like,
make your
come
own
on,
video.
man.
Make your own freaking.
I will. You know
production.
what? But when I do,
Yeah,
you're gonna
you
know
should.
the difference. Trust me.
It'd be awesome.
All right, can I
You
make a
gotta see
point
the
right
difference.
quick, guys? The Hebrews they're talking about here aren't the same people that call themselves Israel today. I promise you that.
Mm.
No, they're not. Different folks, dude. I assure you, 100%. That the people that run that part of the world now and they're doing all this
Yes, of
going on,
course.
they're not-
Revelation tells you they're the fakers. Dude.
Yeah,
They
so
call
all
them fakers.
If you're watching
Those
in the
people
media now,
who
as-
say they are Jews but are
Yes, say and not do.
not. Mhm.
Well, let's get back to it. Ready, guys?
Mm.
Through research, they begin to compile a list of sites they will have to find to identify the true Mount Sinai. After 400 years of slavery in Egypt, the Israelites fled toward this holy mountain as they were pursued by the armies of Pharaoh. They decide to start their quest by examining the site of the traditional Mount Sinai in Egypt, known simply as St. Catherine's.
It received its name, some say, by Queen Helena, mother of Constantine, the Emperor of Rome, and that she guessed that this was the mountain. And I guess being the mother of the Emperor of Rome, you have a little bit of power, and they put it down on a map, and then tradition just carries on. The Roman Church perpetuated it, we know, quite extensively in the 4th century as being Mount Sinai. And I climbed this mountain several years ago with Jim Irwin. We stood on top of the traditional Mount Sinai in the Sinai Peninsula. We looked around. Very disappointing. Beautiful mountain, beautiful scenery, awe-inspiring. But none of the geological formations fit with what the Bible was telling us.
This wasn't out of Egypt. And St. Catherine's is clearly in the Egyptian peninsula.
It just didn't work. It wasn't on the backside of any desert. It wasn't in the area that the Bible said. We had the stunning realization, as many who have climbed that mountain have said, this just simply is not the place.
The book of Exodus tells the story of how God led Moses and the children of Israel through the desert to a point where they were confronted by the Red
Was
Sea.
it poisonous to go there?
If you find the correct
Say it again because you're muffled.
Didn't it kill you if you go up on the moon?
You're even worse now.
I said, didn't they say that people would build those blocks to keep people from going up there because people kept dying from some kind of whatever killed them?
Oh, no, the mountain was supposed to be holy. You can't touch it. That's what Moses told the Israelites. He was the only one that was allowed to go up the mountain, according to the scriptures.
But do you think he meant forever, or do you think he just meant because God had been there? Let's be reasonable.
I just don't know
But
what
anyway.
David Banner's on about. I'm just wondering, like, where does it say the molten looking glass is red? I don't know where that comes from. I want to hear
Red?
the explanation. Yeah, so if you want to go there, go become a heliocentric person. I mean, other than
Red?
that,
What's that mean?
they're placed in the firmament. The luminaries are placed in the firmament, and we have pictures of it. So beyond that point, I don't know what he's talking about.
I got a question for you, Roger.
Yes.
What if the stars
What if?
were a certain way, but somebody changed them?
Who changed them?
I don't know. somebody
That's
in
good.
power.
Now you're like out in the la la land or something like that.
Not really.
Why?
What? Just because you've never been up high enough to see any of that, that you think that it's impossible for me to do it or someone else?
You're telling me you've been up high enough to see this stuff and you can tell me about it?
No. Well, I've been in an airplane, but yeah, but I mean, no,
I've been in
never been up.
airplanes too. It's not that big of a deal. I've been up on a mountain and I've taken a telescope with me and I've looked at stars. You know, have you done that much?
Yes.
Okay.
But does that convince me that there's little planets floating around in space? No, it doesn't
No,
convince me.
it doesn't. So
Because
everything
it doesn't even look like that. But
No, it
I
doesn't.
get it. You know, I get it. I guess you got to believe something, right? And you've been told that shit all your life. Why not? Just believe it. It's easy. Then you're not like me, where every time you have a conversation with somebody, they don't get pissed off at you and tell you you're stupid because they think you're crazy. Because you're just
Well,
trying to tell them the truth, but
beyond the point.
but they didn't used to say that. They just started saying that since I started talking about
Now
flat Earth
you're
and shit.
telling me the Bible's my book for some reason. Like I wrote the Bible. That's funny.
Hmm.
Did you write
Shakespeare wrote the Bible. Shakespeare did, I heard.
the Bible?
That's fucking stupid. It's just as dumb as all those stuff. But
Yeah.
like, okay, you mean to tell me we've been wrong all this time? Shakespeare wrote it. It was an accident.
Yeah.
It's just
So I'm
literary.
pretty sure if there's different colored lights behind a rose-colored glass, you would actually get different kind of colors. So
What has this rose-colored glass thing got to do with anything? I don't understand.
I don't know. He thinks the firmament's all red, rose-colored glass. That
Well, I mean,
when there's absent of light, it's dark. Dude.
well, I mean, if you're talking about it's a filter, well, it does. If there's illumination, if we are under a dome and the stars are in the dome, or if that's really true, then he might be right. There might be something to what he's saying, but I mean, I'd have to look at what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, the idea is actually you got to look through it through a glass, the first place, and
Well, yeah, but
a lot of things change.
well, that's the reason why you don't accept it. That's why you don't just look at places from over the ocean when you get close. You actually go there and visit it to see that it's real, right? You don't just go near there and look at it with a telescope, because you might not get to see the whole fucking thing. You might not get to see what it really looks like, because you'll be looking at it from a distance, right? You see my point, though? It's like, in reality, we all know that you're not going to come up with a whole lot of info just by looking at something through a telescope. Even though you can assume a lot of things, if you're looking at something you've never seen before, how are you going to? You can't assume. So it's like you have to assume, right? Everything's an assumption.
I got to agree with Harder. He's making sense. Yeah, the colors don't really matter that much in particular.
Nope, they don't. But I mean, if there are three primary colors, and it does make sense that if the dome was a color and there was light coming from outside, that I'm not saying there is, but let's say there was illumination coming from outside the dome, then yeah, it would filter it some way. But how? I mean, you'd have to show me a lot more evidence than just saying those words. You'd have to explain something else. But see, I mean, I'm not even sure that we can even see all the light, that we're even aware that it exists. I mean, if light existed before God, I mean, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Well, if God said, "Let there be light," to start with, right?
He didn't create it, though. God didn't create light. He just separated light from darkness. That's all he did.
At the very beginning, he did say, "Let there be light."
Yeah, meaning he allowed it into his domain, into this place.
So how is rose red? That's what I want to know. Are all roses red? That's one thing.
No, they're not. But I mean, well, I think all the natural ones are some hue of red, yes, but you could make them all kinds of different colors by feeding them colored food coloring or whatever. So
yeah, and if the luminaries are different colors than red, wouldn't that cause an effect?
Well, there's
glass.
Well, yeah. I still think the sun is a red nebula. That's what I think it is, but that's just my opinion.
Take the full account of Genesis, and he separated the waters from the waters with the firmament, right?
Right. Right, but nobody believes that. But there's not one person that's outspoken that will tell you that that's true. Not one. My dad won't say that. He'll say, "No, that's bullshit. There's no way that's true." Because he believes everything else. He believes the world more than he believes the Bible. He just doesn't realize it. Yeah. It is sad, but I didn't realize that he was like that. I kind of frustrated.
Hard Earth is nailing it over here. He's getting the idea. Okay, so let's say you ever seen a star in a jar? Can you demonstrate that?
I think I probably could if you gave me the right equipment, but I don't know. Is it really possible? I don't know. I've never seen it with my own eyes.
So
But I'm sure.
somebody that is
I don't think.
in an intelligent design would design something to last as long as it has, would be able to do something like that,
Oh,
like an
absolutely.
almighty God. Yeah, there you go.
And you know what? I think that he probably is a lot smarter than you think he is too.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
only did he come up with all of it, but he probably created the technology first and then created all that shit too. There's
Yeah, so-
I mean, the Bible doesn't explain how he did it. I mean, he might have done it he might have sat there and divided cells for all we know. Or he might have just made everything the way it was. Maybe he created everything from the beginning of time to this point, all at the same time, you know, in a moment of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's even more insane because that means he created the idea of time too and trapped us in here in this little world. It's just fascinating. when you think about it.
I would hate myself. I would be mad at God all the time. That would really.
I'm not mad. I'm not. I want answers, but I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying, but
why
some
would I be
people are
mad? Because he has
at
full.
God. I'm not
because
saying
if
you
he
are.
is-
I'm talking about
Because if
you.
God is real, right, and I have to take him
Hey,
seriously,
Chris.
then I have to realize that he's much more powerful than me, and I probably will never understand everything about him. It's just not possible because he didn't give me the ability to, but he
Well,
could.
he's the guy at the end of it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but why? But why is it that he doesn't reveal himself in better ways? Like I wish that he'd just show up one day and just sit here and have a conversation.
I think
why
you gotta
not?
just look for him in everything. You know what I'm saying?
What's the big? I know he is, and I think that once you die, you'll realize that is really true. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, why did he give us this kind of personality? Why did he give us to be able to devise good from evil and truth from fiction, right? Why did he give us that? Because he wanted us to think like him. That means that we're not just here. It's not just a test. It's about us understanding him some way that we weren't able to do. That's what I really think it is. I really think it's about God trying to communicate with us.
Hold on a second. I got to do something. I got to reset my Google Meets.
No.
Yeah. The link already died. So give me.
Because if basically the only thing that traps us here is the fact that our eyes can only see certain frequencies, we can only hear certain frequencies, we can only sense certain frequencies. Everything above or below that is basically invisible, and we can't feel it because it's too high or too low. I mean, that's fascinating, but it's true. You know, you listen to a tone generator, and at some point, the tone just disappears. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't make any noise. You don't hear it, even though you know it's there. You know it's there, but you can't hear it with your ears. You're just feeling it. You're only hearing. That's what's fascinating.
It's kind of like that would explain God in some.
Yes, it would, because if God is really the actual energy that makes things move that way, then yes. Or if he's the waves, if he's the crashing of the waves, if that's what God is, then yeah, that would be fascinating. That would explain a lot. But it doesn't fit with everything. That's the problem. So I'm not sure that I'm set on that one, but I'll find out when I'm dead, and then it'll be too late to tell all of you about it. So.
Oh well, that's because everybody's on their own road to meet him.
But wouldn't you think that the reason why he gave us the power to decide for ourselves was because he wanted us to make the choice?
Yeah, well, that's what free will's about, isn't it?
Right, but he didn't give it to us to damn us. He gave it to us for a good fucking reason. So what is that good reason? But we fucked it up, but it wasn't originally designed that way. Yeah. So what was it really designed to be?
Yeah,
that's the part you have to figure out, because God had plans for us, and I didn't fuck it up that I know of. Adam and Eve supposedly did. I don't know if that's even true either. That might just be a metaphor for the beginning of time and duality. I don't fucking know. Man and wife, up and down, left and right.
Necessarily is that cryptic? But I mean, you know what a real coward?
No, I don't either. But
is to hide yourself so you can't. Nothing can happen to you when you're in somebody else's chat.
Then why does it feel like he's hiding them? Does it not feel like he's? I mean, he's everywhere, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's not a person, and I guess that's the disappointment that I have, is that he's not a person. I want to be able to talk to a person because that's what I understand. I'm a human. He put me in this body, and I'm stuck. I'm used to that. So when I die, then I'll be separated from it, and then I'll be able to understand, I guess.
It's playing moderation games with people, dude. Like ban that person so he won't be able to add a wrench to your account. That's really funny. And then you can mock the person's belief from a distance without any repercussions. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Responsibility is what that's about.
That's troll behavior almost. How you doing, Chris?
Depends.
Make sure you're working. There you go.
Just
All right.
getting around.
There you go. How was your afternoon, Ben?
That's all right. I went to sleep pretty early, and I'm just waking up pretty much. Waking up pretty early this morning.
Good.
I woke up real early yesterday morning. I went and looked at that lunar eclipse. I went to an Outlook, but
Did it work?
some clouds rolled in and it blocked it. So
Damn it! I got pictures from Matthew Eastman. He sent me. He took pictures this morning.
It was cloudy here too.
there was a few people. I know it was Sea Lightning. I think
Mikey did it too.
Mikey Smith. I seen his. Yeah. I didn't see anything from FE Nation. That's why.
Yeah, I looked. It kept coming off and on and off and on. He just kept disappearing. I put a link in the back in the private chat. It's the pictures from Discord. I got the pictures from Matthew in there. If you want to look at what he got, you can take a look at them.
It's 5 a.m. here, so yeah, it's like I've been getting up early.
Oh, nice.
So now we can confirm that solar aliens do exist. Then, okay, good. Because someone's going to ask. Someone's going to ask. I have to be able to answer that question.
Maria Waka gave you a quest. You need to read the Septuagint.
Oh God, please no.
The translation, the
Why?
70. Well,
why do I? Okay, what is it? First of all, what I've heard the name.
It's a translation from
the
Paleo
original
Hebrew into the Greek and the Chaldean, and I think the Aramaic languages. They translated it all into that one.
So it wasn't original. I thought it was originally.
It's not. It's well, like the Pentateuch is actually in the original was done in Paleo Hebrew. But they adopted it into
Paleo, meaning an old version of it. Is that what you mean by Paleo?
It's kind of like a cave. It's more like hieroglyphics.
Not
each character.
Caves didn't exist. Cavemen never existed, though. Just so you know.
No, it's not. It's not cavemen. No, it's actually.
There was never a time where human beings weren't intelligent. It doesn't exist because God gave us that when He created us. So therefore, there are no stupid people, and you're going to be responsible for everything. Just remember that.
Paleo Hebrew is equivalent to like the hieroglyphs in Egypt. Same idea.
Right. They use. Words were basically shapes and
yeah. And people in Egypt actually looked at a symbol with an eye or an eagle or a hybrid animal, and they would automatically think of a whole story just from looking at one hieroglyph or one person.
Right. Well, that's okay. Well, I mean, if it was the truth, then that would make sense, wouldn't it? There'd be some kind of identification that would tell you that. For me, the truth is the truth of what's in the book, right? It's not really about who wrote it or whether they wrote or translated it properly, because I've read lots of different translations, and I don't think I've ever been able to nail down anything that I could say, oh, that definitely changes the definition. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Not really. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could, but it's not really. It's just you're looking at it differently because someone's called it out. That's all it is. And you're getting programmed by the television to do that, to just automatically assume that whenever they tell you something's wrong, then there must be something wrong. But I just don't look at it that way.
She's right. It's just a Greek translation from the Hebrew. I think that's what. But there's more to the Septuagint than that. I think they did 7 different scholars to translate it, and they left a lot of crap out too, probably.
Well, I want to know why they took out the original book in the first place. Now I know why
I don't think that they were exactly all supposed to be in the same book necessarily. The storylines, but historic.
But considering that since I've been alive, it's never been changed. I mean, I know it's only 50-something years, but I mean that's still a long time. It doesn't seem like it though.
Yeah. And Maria's right. I think
50 years went by fast.
And Noah probably are the same person in the storyline.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The story got passed down, even though it was different religious types of thing. Yeah, the story passed because that's how the Bible should work, right?
Yeah.
It's and the interpretation that makes the difference.
If you want to get into biblical cosmology, read Enoch. Actually, I think all of Enoch's. I don't care what they think. They're more descriptive.
Yeah, I agree, but some of the stuff that I've read in there, I don't remember what part I read, but something they removed from the Bible, but it was basically talked about how right after Adam and Eve were cast down, how they kept killing themselves all the time to get away from the curse, because basically they were like, well, fuck this, I'd rather just die, and so God kept bringing them back to life and stuck them in the cave of shadows. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Are you kidding me? Like, that's fucked up, dude. Like, that sounds like more like what would really happen if somebody fell, because that's what I would have done. I would have been all pissed off. Like, you mean I fucked up my whole, now everything's fucked, the animals are cursed, everything's fucked, I don't want to live here, I want to leave. Like, that makes fucking sense to me. I can identify with that reality. But when I hear stuff like, well, an angel came down out of heaven and blah, it's like, come on, man, it doesn't fucking sound like reality. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Like somebody's just making shit up, like, or just calling something that they didn't see.
What your definition of what heaven would be at the time?
Heaven is just the air above your head, dude. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know about that. I think it's
the heavens
place. The
heaven and earth.
Yeah, there's different.
The heavens and the earth, right? Meaning the places where you can occupy with your physical body or your physical spirit or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Well,
that's what that means.
Sean will tell you the heavens is actually a physical place above the firmament.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. But where above the firmament? I don't fucking know. Can I get there? No. So I don't know what the point of
you're not allowed to go travel anyway. So how are you going to get anywhere?
Well, no. The point is that God locked you in here. He's not letting you out. If you could get out, then why wouldn't everybody just leave? That's stupid, right?
I think that people were supposed to be where they are.
So God is God, but suddenly he just decided to say fuck it and just left, right? Yeah, come on.
The human body's made for this part of the realm, dude. That's really what it is.
Right, exactly. And if you leave the realm, then your body would just fall apart. It makes sense.
You would die. Yeah.
Your cells would just separate, turn into a plow.
I'm gonna show you the bridge they crossed that they show in here. It's actually a real thing.
The river Styx?
There's a reef that goes. No,
the river Styx.
No, we're not Egyptians, dude.
It doesn't matter. It's still the same metaphor. It means the same fucking thing.
They're crossing the Red Sea to get to Mount Sinai, according to what's happening here.
Okay, but
crossing site, it's easy to find the mountain.
Right.
And if you find the mountain, it's easy to find the crossing site. It all comes together. It's
like
a trail of breadcrumbs that lead you to the correct location in an investigation. And the crossing site, a big part of the Exodus story, has just been avoided. People have thought it to be in the Upper Lakes region of the Suez, which is ridiculous. The Bible says that the Egyptians sunk like stones in the mighty sea. We have to have a sea, an ocean, to where they crossed the Red Sea.
People seeing the movie, been blown away by what the Red Sea crossing was. Well, I like a little physical reality and how this could have happened.
As Bob and Larry examine the book of Exodus and take it at face value, another theory begins to emerge.
If you read specifically as to what Flavius Josephus says, he describes this ridge of mountains going along, stopping into the sea, precluding them from going any other place. If you look at satellite imagery, it gives a wide, clear area along the western side of the Sinai Peninsula, almost like a highway to the tip and then turning upward, creating like a cul-de-sac area. They probably went through the Red Sea.
I was gonna say, if you notice on the Red Sea, how this northern part where it goes through the Dead Sea and all that, it looks like at one point it was just a giant extension. Like,
you know why they call it the Dead Sea?
A canal or something like that. Dude. That goes all the way up through.
No, the Dead Sea and the Red Sea are connected. Yes.
Lebanon.
No, they're not.
And all that, but anyway,
the Dead Sea's not connected to anything. Sorry, I hate to tell you that.
I know.
Dead Sea. Okay, go ahead.
It's a salt sea. Yeah that's why they call it the Dead Sea, because it's so salty that it kills everything.
You're taking him off track. He's trying to show you that the geographical location has changed over time.
Huh? It changes all the time. It's the Nile. Everybody knows that.
It's the Red Sea. It connects to the Mediterranean. Go ahead, Chris. What were you saying?
Well, on the map before, just how the Red Sea, like, it looks like at one point in time was a canal that went all the way up, like through Lebanon, through the what is it, like the Galilee? Is it
the Sea of Galilee?
Yeah.
There's contributory.
Yeah, it went all the way. I mean, apparently, just the geography of that, it just looks like it used to be a giant canal, like pre-flood times, like when the pyramids were made and stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, we're just looking at historical facts. We'll see what they did. Watch where they cross at. It's kind of cool. It would explain the actual parting of the so-called Red Sea, what happened. He's like he said, he's looking for physicality, something he can sink his teeth into. So it's a plausible story where they crossed, and they probably knew where they were going when they got there. They knew they could cross here.
Right at the tip of the Sinai Peninsula,
Think about
a place
tides,
called
too.
Sharm el Sheikh.
Yeah. Tide could explain it.
Tide, yeah. And there's a certain wind that goes through here at a particular time.
It's remarkable. It's not like a coral reef surrounding the outside of the tip of a peninsula or something that you see in normal coral reef configurations. This goes right through the sea. And it's interesting to note here that God in Scripture says, I will make for you a roadway through the sea.
Actually has a coral barrier that comes out, and Bob and I have pictures of ourselves at high tide, not low tide, with the tide up to about my waist, standing on this barrier, this reef barrier there.
They would have had a pedestal under the surface of the water, a wide ribbon of land that goes under the water, that when the water's parted they could walk upon, that would allow them an escape route and go through the sea.
The book of Exodus records that Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground.
So we have the precision of Scripture, the historical records, and the physical geography of the area all coming together and creating a picture that this is the most likely site of the crossing point. The Bible says that they crossed through the Red Sea, and it was the mighty waters of the Red Sea. That's simple.
Just all things are possible with God. And when he's crossing the Red Sea, does that include, like, you know how it looks like a snail kind of with the two antennas coming out? Is that part of the Red Sea? There's like antenna canal areas that extends north.
Yeah, it looked like it did extend north, and that's where the coral reef actually protrudes out of the sea. There, you saw where you could see it in two different spots. And if there was a strong westerly wind, it could have very easily dried up the land there long enough for them to get across.
Yeah.
And by the time the Egyptians caught up with them, voila, high tide was here. And guess what? Sunk into the sea. Yeah, it would suck for them. Yeah. I guess they did.
The waves would crash over.
Yeah. They're trying to bring them.
I mean, I don't think that would kill you, but it would sure slow the fuck. It would slow you down and fuck you up, especially if it was like a really stormy type of thing.
Yeah, and I get where David's coming from. He's highly skeptical of history or anything because he deals with politics mostly. So instead of like actual facts,
I don't think I've ever been to the ocean when there wasn't waves. It's always wild and violent. Like the ocean's a dangerous place, bro. It's very dangerous.
Well, I bet if you get past the wake zone or the wave zone, what they call it, there are parts of the ocean where there are some calm waters. It's not always. There are.
Well, yeah, but there's swells and things. But yeah, I mean, I was really surprised. We went on this boat and we were like whale watching one time, and when we were up in Fort Bragg, and it cost a lot of money too. But when we got out there, everybody started throwing up, and I was like, "Why? What the fuck?" I don't remember ever going on a fishing boat and people throwing up before, but like it happened a lot. There was like hella people throwing up all over the place, and I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? That little bit of bouncing around made you guys sick? Are you kidding me? Like, damn, do you ever ride bicycles? Like, Jesus Christ, dude."
Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody who's been on a boat long enough knows you got to get your sea legs to begin with. So.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I've ever gotten sick from just being on a boat. Never, not that I know of. And I've not really spent that much time on one. I'm just saying, I've just always enjoyed it. I go to sleep as soon as I get on the boat. I usually take a nap because it's so soothing. Like you're just rocking.
Let's move ahead a little. Let's move a little forward. They actually get to the hieroglyphs they find in the caves. I think some of them they're comparing them to Egyptian hieroglyphics too. They're trying to correlate between the two.
Well, that would make sense because all the people around there worship the Red Bull, so that would make a lot of sense anywhere in that area.
Yeah, well, they're Baal worshippers anyways, most of them, as it goes.
Yeah, they all are Baal.
Yeah, they're still burning him in effigy over there right now in Tehran.
Well, they
They
got
know it
their
is.
owl. They've got an owl too. They got all kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, with the Israel or what the current Israelites are, they do the pagans over there worship Baal. That's just the way it is. That's they consider that a pagan worship.
What? They
The
worship who?
Israelite Baal,
Oh, Baal.
the god Baal. It's
Yeah, I know. It's a Satan. Yeah, I get it.
it's not
Well,
Satan.
maybe. Well, you
Yeah.
can say that. But...
They sacrifice children to them, dude. They constantly do.
So
That's what abortion's all about. If you roll it out.
how?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused because I don't remember there being like all these different like real gods. I always thought they just made that
Well,
shit
they're
up.
not real. They're actual
They're
gods that they
well,
worship in the Mediterranean area. They've been doing
well,
it. Tell you. There's several.
well.
There's like 3 or 4
Actually,
different
there's a
gods.
reason why people believe in gods, and it's very explainable and it makes sense. The reason why they did that is because God sent down angels that had power, and he put them in dominion over the people after he separated them at the Tower of Babel. So there's a reason why people believed in them because they existed.
Yeah.
There were angels, and I would say that would make sense to call that a god because it's more powerful than any human being. So yeah, I would say I would look at that the same way. I mean, even if I wasn't told it was a god, I would probably think, wow, he's got magical powers. That's fucking crazy, right? That'd be like, think about it. And Stan Lee took advantage of that. He made Marvel Universe, and he created it all just based on that theory. Think about it.
Yeah, those are basically based on Greek gods almost, and they have Loki.
Right, exactly. But all those gods were based on an angel that had power, and they just created it. They made it in because they thought, well, if we can worship God and that gives things power, then maybe if we worship other things, then it would make them powerful. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, look at Mount
Do you
Hermon.
do you get why that's harmful though? You know what I'm saying? Like when you start like killing people for something that you don't even know, you've never met it. You're just come on, man. I mean,
well, I don't do that
that's
kind of
just
stuff.
a little bit. I know, but I'm just saying. So you understand what I mean? Like when you hear that, you're like, wow, that it would take a lot for me to stand there and watch people murder little kids in front of me. That would take a lot for me to stand there and deal with that. I'd fucking lose my mind if I saw that in real life.
According to what happened in that time period, there were people that actually would.
I would kill people.
They would sacrifice their children. They would
I would
actually
kill people.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. If I saw people doing that, I'd fucking start killing them. I wouldn't stop, dude. I'd go crazy. That would make me insane, bro. There's no way I could deal with that. I just know it, dude. Like something I couldn't deal with.
I think
No
like
fucking way.
when they sacrifice children to it, they would die with a smile on their face because these are newborns.
That's sick, Roger.
They were, yeah, they really did.
That's fucking sick, Roger. What would make you think that they would smile?
This is what happens if you actually it's the elation.
Now, who did it to find it out? Tell me that.
Well, this is what they did back then. Is what was happening.
Well, they say that.
Yeah. I wouldn't go test it out,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is what it says in the lore. They would die with this smile of relief, is what it is, because they're in so much pain. Yeah.
Relief from what? Being born?
No, the scalding hot sear of the altar. It's a bronze altar. They would heat it up.
No, I understand how it worked. Okay, I'm just saying, why would you smile? What the fuck, dude?
That's what they report. Yeah. Really, seriously, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
This isn't biblical stuff.
I know exactly what would happen if you did that to a body. I know exactly because I know enough about science and nature and things, and I know exactly what would happen. You'd boil. It's disgusting. It's not even. It's just unimaginable.
Yeah, it is. But these people were doing it to worship their God. So.
Yeah, I think I would go crazy and I'd murder them all, or burn them all, or something. I'd find a way. I'd build a real nuclear bomb and blow them all up or something. I wouldn't be able. I'm serious. I'm dead serious, bro. I would lose my fucking mind if I saw that happen in front of me. I would lose it. I would just fucking snap, bro.
There's another guy that used to do the same thing.
Snap,
Moloch. Yeah,
Moloch snap, bro.
Baal, Moloch. There's like 6 or 7 of them in the surrounding Canaanite countries that they.
I would be so angry, bro. I would come back later and cause problems.
We'll see. There's more in this documentary, though. We'll get into the hieroglyphics part of it here. I think this is where it starts.
Hyro.
Paleo, Hilo.
It says that
Yeah.
Aaron
Went for
fashioned
fucking Jolly
the
Pirate
calf
nickname.
with a graving tool. It literally says to engrave, as in something we would engrave a name on today. That sounds very strange because you mold
tombstone.
something that's molten. You don't engrave it. But the way you built an altar in Egypt was to, in relief, cover it with gods, and then put a chief deity, a statue of the chief deity, on it. If a golden calf were to have been put on the top, that scripture would not contradict itself. It would absolutely perfectly fit. And he would have placed it atop and said, in fact, "These be thy gods, O Israel, which have led thee up out of the land of Egypt."
When you go there, you can read the Bible like a map. And it says, this is here, then you go forward 10 steps, and this is here. For lots of people our age, you have to smack them in the face for them to believe something.
Most of today's generation doesn't want to accept things that they can't see and touch and feel. You know, when you
go to the
show
Holy
them
Land.
something like the Bible and what it says, you know, this isn't just a story that somebody's trying to teach you in Sunday school. This is something real, and here's the proof.
Oh, too. Looks like a person with a bow and arrow.
Where's the bow and arrow?
You know, move something, get clear.
It's hard not to believe.
You could take thousands of theologians, put them in a room, and have them read the Bible, and not one of them are going to come away saying the same thing about what it says. But you can take a 4 or 5-year-old
Yeah,
child and
you
tell
get
them
what
the
he's-
story,
It's
and
true.
they'll understand it.
Especially
Even in the same
theologians.
house.
God.
Even people in the same house
Very
will think differently.
black, darkened rock. It has a appearance of, in some light, coal.
It's extremely interesting because the closer you get up toward the blackened peak, you can see where the red granite folds down and the black begins, and it's a dividing line that is
You went
like
through it too,
night and
didn't
day.
you? You know.
In some light, it actually has a blue tinge to it. And one of the verses in Scripture talks about the top of the mountain as if it were a sapphire stone.
Especially toward noonday, it gets a shiny patina on it to where it looks
Sapphires
like
are
you're walking
green, aren't they?
around on obsidian. It is literally that shiny and that
No.
black.
They could be blue or red.
Basically, there are 3 different kinds of rocks. These are igneous rocks, those that are formed from volcanic activity. Then there are sedimentary rocks, which are formed under the oceans, under the lakes, and the riverbeds, and so on. And then there's a third variety called metamorphic rocks. And metamorphic rocks are those
Metal.
that are recrystallize under temperature and pressure conditions. As a matter of fact, interestingly enough, when I looked at the thin section, it told me that it is a metamorphic rock.
You stand there and you look all the way around you. There are convoluted mountain ranges going off in every direction, and there are none that are the color of the one you're standing on. It is black, and every bit of the rest of it is a red, burnished, brownish granite, as far as the eye can see.
Granite.
From
Sounds
high
familiar,
atop
doesn't
the
it?
mountain, Jim and Penny
That's
see
where it
the
comes from.
V-shaped altar of
That's why it's so popular.
sacrifice.
The altar of sacrifice is what inspired us to continue to go back
Granite
to the
is
mountain.
amazing.
This is where the pillars are.
What are they doing there? These huge stone pillars. Again, civilization would have been required to construct these.
It says in chapter 24 of Exodus
Sure.
that Moses got up early, he erected 12 pillars, he built an altar there at the base of the mountain, and then he brings oxen in for sacrifice.
That was
Recent
tradition back in the
excavations
day.
show evidence of
Well, yeah,
ancient
visiting the
ash
Holy Land's
deep
pretty
in
awesome.
soil at this site.
I'm talking about
The
killing
12 pillars were signifying the
Sacrifice.
12 tribes of Israel. What would we have for pillars? We found these white stone pillars, about 22, 24 inches in diameter.
Pillar is a pillar, dude.
Kind of a white, soft, marbleish type
They're looking for
material.
pillars.
They would have
24.
stacked right on top of one another.
Well, why do you
Ancient
think the
Egyptian
Masons believe in
photographs
them?
show that this is a style of building,
I
a
think they
pillar
all do.
type formation.
Now, we don't know it's an altar. It's a rock formation, whatever it is, but I mean, what is it doing there? And why 12 pillars? And well, why not 9?
Moses put it there.
Why not 14?
There you go.
Why 12?
Duh.
The Bible says it was of uncut stone and no steps. I mean, the precision of Scripture in here is amazing because it calls out that this altar is located right at the foot of the mountain. And sure enough, there it sat.
So
From
they
that
told the
moment
story
forward,
properly.
it was my mission, Penny and I together and the kids, we were going to document everything we could about it, because our greatest fear was that once the Saudis realized exactly what they may have, they would come in with bulldozers and eliminate it.
Well, I think they probably stopped them from doing that. What do you think? I think
Stopping what?
they stopped the Saudis from doing it. I looked through the documentary. They petitioned the government because of what they found there, and they put a stop to anybody bulldozing the site. That's all that happened.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, yeah. So I mean it's kind of cheesy, but they don't have like a lot of money, dude.
Well, no,
These are-
I was going to say usually the truth is cheesy. So I was just going to say that too, but I didn't get a chance. You guys are giving me a hard time.
That's good.
I'm just high. That's why I'm being like that.
The truth is stranger than fiction.
It's way stranger. But it also matches up with reality. And when you see the truth, it's dumbfounding. It literally makes you feel stupid, right? Think about it. When something's really revealed to you, like the first time you realized Santa Claus wasn't real, or the first time or whatever the fuck it was in your life, or the first time you got a boner, or whatever the hell it was, right? It was a magical moment for you, even though it didn't mean shit to anybody else. For you, it was a magic moment, right? Or whatever your memories are, and that's why everything's different for you. So that's why the Bible's so powerful, is that it still has that same effect on everybody that reads it and studies it and tries to take it seriously. We all come out on the other end being better people. So I think that proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that no matter whether somebody retranslated or whatever, it's still a good book and there's nothing to be afraid of.
I want to go out on a limb and play psychologist for a minute. The reason a lot of people don't like the idea of a firmament is because they're claustrophobic, dude. They're afraid of that.
But we're talking about 70-something miles up, dude. I don't think you're going to bump into it.
No, yeah, I know, but like to feel like you're confined by a barrier of some sort is going to.
Yeah, you're in a big fish tank. That's what God created. He separated the water from the water. What did you expect it to be? When it says water from water, when you took two separate and he separated them with a dome, is basically how he doesn't say dome, but he describes it. The firmament, the separation between the two. So, and then he uses the sun to boil the water and make air. Think about it; it's fascinating, and that's exactly what he did. So it makes sense to me, right?
Yeah,
I think a lot of people they don't want to see God or anything because they're not ready to face all their sins and everything. Like they don't want.
When they get closer to death, they will. Everybody has to deal with it. I'm even dealing with it. I always thought I wasn't going to be afraid of death, but I'm getting more and more afraid of it the older I get. Because it's like now I know it's happening sometime. It could happen anytime now.
It will. It can happen at any given moment. That's not.
But do you know when it happens?
Yeah. So no, you don't. It's like saying when Christ is coming back. When the day
would I know?
No, same idea. But the thing is, when people think of sin, they don't take it in context. They don't know what sin really is. That's the point.
I don't even because it's duality. It's one or the other. I mean, how do you avoid it if you're given the choice? You're going to make mistakes. You have to, in order to be intelligent, you have to devise the difference between good and evil. That's what makes you smart. So if you think about it, without that, you become a complete idiot. Because if you just did what you were told, you'd just be a computer program, just like everything else that we create. Because that's all it can do is imitate. But God created us as human, as separate thinking things, right? He created something special, and that's something that can't be repeated. That's very important. Because we've tried, trust me. We've tried test tubes and all this other crap to try to convince people that man can create themselves. No, you can't create nothing like that.
If we're all
God
has
a toolbox that we don't know how to use, right? Like the toolbox isn't even in our domain. How would you manipulate things in a realm where you don't even have the tools?
You got to take when I look at it. Since Christ paid for your sin, He paid the price for it. Okay.
Yeah, so but you also have to look at it as that the Christos in your body goes up your spinal cord and it does the exact same thing and it goes up through 7 chakras. Dude, all this stuff makes absolute sense for a reason. It's not that way because it doesn't make sense. It's that way because it's so obviously true.
Evil people are in the world to do that to a sinless man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's exponential these days. Like it
seems that way, but is that true though?
Well, the whole thing, I look at it like this, especially with the politics, the way they're going and all this warmongering and stuff, people are going to start trying to manipulate this stuff. Like,
But if you stopped and ignored everything about media and just got rid of it and just went on with your life and forgot all about that, it wouldn't affect you at all, would it? You wouldn't lose your job or anything, would you? No.
No,
It wouldn't change your life at all.
out there for you to affect your mind with that shit.
That's the reason why I just don't waste my time with it. It's like, I get frustrated when people start bringing it up and asking me questions. It's like, why would I even comment? Because it's just going to make me look bad. Because there's always two sides, but everybody knows there's like 20 sides, right? In real life, like I might agree with you about certain things, but I'll argue with you about other things, and the next guy will come along and do the exact opposite, right? He might agree with you on other things that you don't agree. You might, and then agree on stuff that you didn't expect them to, because it's because that's what normal people do. So when you get this data that comes in and you get these people where they claim that they've tested and they've asked people this question, makes you wonder, they must be biasing the data, because there's got to be a lot of people that said a lot of oddball things. And why didn't they put any of that in there? You know what I'm saying? It's like just everything in reality is real.
Is it?
It's stupidly real. That it's really obvious. You can see it. But once you go over that borderline and you cross that line of into the evil part, it just goes downward in a deep spiral, bro. It really does.
That's the thing with free will. It gives you the option. Like, you can be shown God, you can show them God, but they have the choice to accept it or not. Like, at least giving them the opportunity, to see it, and it's their choice. You got free will, so
it's always your choice. Exactly.
Right now, I think everybody's at the crossroads. You got to choose the world and its narratives, or you're gonna.
I hate the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to leave so bad. It's not funny. I've always thought that. I just hope it's quick.
I've gone longer than I should. I actually had to get up early, so.
I was going to say, I'm only up because of this, dude. I'd be in bed already. I gave up on the bike earlier because I got mad.
I got court at 9:30 here. It's like in 6.5 hours. I got to be at court.
I think it's like 3 in the morning by now. But,
it's 3:35 here.
It's 2:30. It's bedtime. I don't get any sleep anymore. Thanks to you.
I don't force anybody to believe in anything. I just point to evidence. That's all I do.
Well, yeah, I'm the same way, but sometimes I make it sound like as if I'm just telling people to fuck off. But yeah, well, that's the way I feel. Well, it's true. I mean, I'm looking out for me. You can look out for yourself.
I'm going to do a second one of these ruined radius. I was actually going to go into some maps, like the way they actually did cartography back before the modern technology got involved in it. I'll show you how they did it. So. It shows the radius.
I'll tell you how people did it before that. They used landmarks. That's what they did.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you measure between landmarks, and they have these things called.
Well, no, but
they actually.
But do you really need to
work with?
Like in reality, do you think you really need to know all that information? Well, once you've been somewhere, bro. Once you know where the roads are, I mean, how do you get lost? The roads are always in the same spot. It's not like they move.
Yeah, they are. Well, I didn't say you're going to get lost. I'm going to show you how people got lost in heliocentrism. That's going to be at the end.
Yeah. I got you. Okay. I'm teasing.
I'll show you how it's actually mapped and traversed, and then I'll show you how the modern world does it with heliocentrism. And Nathan has it nailed down, like the exact process that Galileo used to convert the maps into a system. But it's not really that hard to do. You got any last words you want to say about that little documentary or anything? Anybody?
No, I think it's decent. It's decent. It's just cheesy. That's all.
Yeah. And Chris, are you doing any shows coming up?
I don't have anything planned right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keeping busy, aren't you?
I might redo the last one I did because I was disorganized. But
yeah, I like the.
I don't know. I have a few other things I want to talk about, like the bias, I guess. That might be one thing I might do a stream on.
Bias of what? You mean
what? No, bias with as in why everything in existence is in this little area on our surface, this 1 mile.
High, yeah. The living creatures that you see, yeah. There's a reason why they're in that space.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like the story that we're being told that Adam and Eve just made a mistake and they got tossed down and we're just cursed because of it. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think there's something wrong with that story just because it doesn't make logical sense. How does that make any sense that your mom and dad fucked up and so now everybody in the whole world's fucked? That doesn't make any sense. Why would God hold you accountable for all that?
It's not.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's not. There's more to it than that.
I know, but so
It's
explain it
complicated.
then.
Okay.
No, it is complicated though.
No,
it is.
It's the same process of free will that you have now. God gave them a choice, dude. He knew what choice they were going to make before it happened. This is all.
Well, he knew because he knew once you give someone a choice, then they're going to make mistakes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It'll weed a lot of the people out, dude. A lot of people.
Well, that's what's fascinating about God is that if he's supposedly not like that, he's always good, right?
Yeah, well,
that's hard to believe. No, but I know, but it naturally he's just good. But it makes you wonder. He must be massively intelligent to actually be good, even though he knows all this stuff. Because it just makes me more and more angry all the time. The more I learn, the more I find out that I just didn't know any better, and that I've been lied to.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
Why not? Why not?
That's the test.
You're not disappointed? Aren't you disappointed that you grew up and realized that the world's fake? It fucking pisses me off,
I
dude.
don't really care, dude.
It does. It pisses me off.
I can actually hold.
Why bother?
He has a mysterious cosmos that you're looking at, if you want to call it that. The heavens are a beautiful place, dude. The world itself is a beautiful place. The earth.
It is, but why can't we make it good? Why can't it be good and still have choice?
There's a lot of good in the world, dude. You'd be surprised.
I know there is, but there's not.
There's evil. Don't get me wrong. I said
there's shades of gray is what there is. But there's not any good here. There's no good left in this world. Trust me.
Well,
even in my own mind, dude. Even in my own mind, I just, you know what I mean? It's like it seems like my mind just gets more and more apt.
That's in your mind, dude. It's in your mind.
But I'm saying when your own mind starts to go, I mean, what else is there to think about?
You relied on your mind. Do it.
No, well, don't you? Who the fuck do you talk to when nobody's around, dude? You talk to yourself, right?
I don't constantly talk
to you talk to the voice in your head. Come on, Roger.
I have internal dialogue, yeah.
Why do you have internal dialogue?
Yeah.
You already know everything. Why do you need to talk to yourself?
Did I say I know everything?
I know, but I'm saying, but why do you need to talk to yourself if you already know everything? You should just be able to pull the information. You shouldn't have to ask yourself, well, I wonder what this is. I wonder what that is. Why do you sit around and wonder? I think it's because that's what God put into you. I think God's right there. I think that's why when you find out who God is, you're going to realize he's right next to you. He's right there.
Since we're on this subject, I might do one on, I have a testimony of some thing. I might do it on my own stream. I was thinking about maybe Charles on Beyond the Building or something, but I think I'm just going to do it on my own stream.
Go ahead. More power to you. You got your own channel now, dude. Go for it, you know?
Yep. Since we're on the God thing.
Yeah. I'd love to see if they on Lightning too. I want you to redo that so we can review it. We'll go over it.
Yeah, I've thought about doing like the Bible and just like in my own with my attitude.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would survive.
It's awesome. There's a lot going into Lightning. It's a lot of little things that adds up to be this amazing thing that Lightning is. Like they say it's just static ice crystals, but I show how thermoelectric is the main component in it, and they don't factor that in at all in the scientific explanation. No.
Well, yeah, they use pseudoscience, a quick Band-Aid on anything because they do that with everything because their model doesn't fit everything and they keep having to change.
Well, no, it's also because the people in that country they have bias because they look up to all these religious and these famous people and they take what they say for reality rather than just finding out.
Well, it's the same here too, dude. The scientists here are extremely biased towards their model. And I had a boy tell me today he was trying to explain dark matter to me and how it got developed, and I explained to him how far they're actually off in the mathematics when it comes to dark matter. they had to create 3 other different versions of what dark matter is supposed to be, like quantum foam and dark
Do
energy.
you realize when you turn something in on itself, all you're going to get is the same loop, right? You understand
That's
that,
what
right?
they. Same with gravity and anything else they try to explain. There's always this endless loop of no explanations and no.
Right. I know, but so you got right what I meant then. Okay, good.
So it's not science; it's pseudoscience. They're trying to.
No, it's I'm smarter than you, and I went to college, and because I have a degree now, I'm going to tell you what's true. And if you don't listen to me, then I'm going to go tell my mommy on you, and I'm going to get you in big trouble.
I have a bachelor degree, so
good for you.
It doesn't
my
matter.
wife's got one too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I've seen.
Well, I mean,
both ways.
I thank God every day that I didn't go to college, because if I would have, I probably would be worse off. Like,
Well, I went to trade school. I went and got a
Right,
degree in the trades, so I didn't go to college.
I just fell into it. I fell into all my jobs. Somebody just taught me to do it. I'd go in there and I'd be like, I can do anything anybody else can. If some other guy that here can do that work, then I can do it too. You just got to teach me. Take the time to teach me, and I'll do it right. And sure enough, I was right. Every job I've ever gone into, I've just been able to pull it off.
I'll be looking forward to the remake of the Lightning adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that. A real study about lightning and electricity. Yeah, I'd be fascinated by that.
Yeah. So we'll end this here. We'll play this little song. Dead the Fed. That's really the problem in our country. When it comes to oppression, this is where it comes from, boys and girls. The federal government. An entity that's a corporation.
Actually, it's not.
Treats people
the reality is the people behind that are actually the people involved, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones that propagate.
Because you and I are the government, right? You understand that.
Yeah, we can be, but a lot of people don't know that.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is get a job working for the state or the government, and you're part of it, right?
Well, no, actually, in whole, everybody, the people, are part of the government.
But I know, but you get where I'm coming from.
Oh, Jim's got a banger.
You exist, so therefore you're important. Your vote counts, whatever. What I always wondered is, like, why do they fake voting? Why do they waste the time with faking it just to make you think that you're getting to pick something?
It's not fake. It actually was designed at the beginning to give you a choice between 2 different.
You really believe there was ever an actual vote that actually made a difference?
Well, the problem is that there are powers in the world that want you to think you have that. Okay.
If you were going to create an AI robot, let's just say this, just out of
I'm not going to create an AI robot.
Listen, but let's just say you would avoid giving it the power to actually take over physical things, right? You wouldn't give it that power, right? You wouldn't write it into the code, right? That's a simple way to keep it trapped, right? You just don't tell it. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with God. You think that you're different than a computer or a program? You're not. You're the same. Very much the same, as a matter of fact. Because for all we know, we could just be a program in a computer, and God could be controlling the whole thing. And we might wake up one day and realize that's really what's going on. But it's the same. Anyway.
So I want to know what Santero was talking about. He said play Jim's banger.
Jim's banger?
Who's
his latest video?
I don't know.
Jim Anus' latest banger?
I guess. I'm looking at Jim Anus' channel, so let me see if I can figure out what he's talking about.
Well, we always assume everything else. We might as well just assume that something's there.
What it is and what it isn't not. Let's see if I can go see his videos. Got any other new ones? He's done some with Mikey Smith being an animated doll. That's AI for sure. His latest one is what it is and what it's not. Let's play that one. Why not? Let's see what this is. What it is and what it's not. Hey, you take a guess. Can you make out what that is?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the
It's got that dimple. Very
Yeah, it
weird.
does.
It kind of looks like a Jupiter or something.
Yeah, but I can't tell by just looking at it. I got to look at that again. Let's do it one more time just for the hell of it. Maybe that's part of the eclipse, maybe, because it's got that orange and red glow flowing through it. I don't know.
Well, I've seen this dimple before. You had another video with the same.
Okay. Is that a tennis ball? You got a flashlight on? I don't know. Well, that's got to be some kind of celestial object.
Stars are usually like really colorful.
Yeah, that's
You
like
know,
yes, physical, whatever that is.
they twinkle and all that. Jupiter is like a solid kind of, just a solid color. So I'm thinking like Jupiter, because
don't
it's been
know.
in the sky all winter.
Where'd Ryan go? He took off. Bastard.
I have no idea.
Anyways, yeah, he's going to bed. I got to get up early too. I got to look good for the judge in the morning. So I got to get up and clean my ass up and walk in there and like, hey, here I am. And what crime did I commit? This is a traffic ticket. Oh God.
Yeah.
And nobody
It's an
got
ongoing
hurt.
thing. Hopefully
Yeah.
it ends for you favorable soon.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they want me to plead guilty to careless driving, is what they call it. But I mean, the insurance has already taken care of the issue when it comes to the accident and stuff, so that's not a problem. The person who actually had damage to their car, and I had damage to my car, we already took care of our problems. We don't have that issue. But the girl who actually called the police, the Karen, I call her, she had no damage to her vehicle, and she's the one that made the police come out. We were just going to exchange information and insurance and drive off. She's the one that called the police, and nothing happened to her car at all. She's the one that caused the accident to start with. Weird, huh? Yeah. All right.
I hope it goes
Say
favorable.
goodnight.
Man.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks for your wishes and hopes and prayers and whatnot. Yeah. I'm going to play the song and get out of here.
All right, man.
Hey. Night, Chris.
See ya.
Night, everybody.
When you hear what I've got to say, I'm sure you might want to turn your head the other way. But if you dare trip with me, I will take you on a ride. You will see just how you can prevent genocide. Everything you think you own has been lent to you by a predator. With a monopoly on terror, there's no competitor. America's a dead nation getting deader. Supine to its sovereign, you cannot audit your creditor. They ship the drugs and run the prisons, etc. You can't find one mainstream newspaper editor. If you get upset, who you gonna write a letter to? Your congressman has been vetted, and so has your senator. The inventors of this creature are fortuitous. This world order, trust me, there ain't nothing new to this. The truth is just too illustrious and luminous for folks to know who they can trust and who Lucius is, or any other Rockefeller Foundation. 1,000 points of light, non-governmental organization. All that tyranny could be summarily dead in one fell swoop if you end the Fed. Is a monster, and you'd be foolish to think their main goal is not to conquer. Your mindset, slave, don't ever forget, slave. You have just been turned into a bona fide debt slave. Officially, when you take the real route, there was a banker takeover, fuck a bailout. They got the public clamoring to stick their tail out. This is admiralty law, they rob you then they sail out. Ain't nothing new, eventually you'll see the cinema. They had this movie rolling centuries, if not millennia. No wonder why they wanna censor me, cause I get into ya. Then the treasury, the legacy, it needs an enema. The dollar's dead and now they nickel and they dime you. That was manufactured in a lab like the swine flu. Cast your vote today to kill the plague. These motherfuckers should be sentenced to death at the Hague. In the Fed. That's what spaceman, what a maestro. Vacationing in Hades, he really has a nice glow. His money created what people call culture, carrying on the same traditions as Paul Volcker. It's so fun, why the hell it got to end? All these monetary funds, we still got a lot to lend. Let me take a little glance at my teleprompter friend. He could tell me what to ask Mr. Helicopter Ben. He's dropping dollar bills from the sky to offshore banks who like to fly. We got a candidate, he's very polished. NAFTA and GATT, all that will be abolished. Please disregard whatever you heard on your corporate television, it's forever absurd. Obama's got a lot of devils to serve, and they're all affiliated with the Federal Reserve. They're the Fed. They own your body, this is true indeed. They got you buying worthless things you do not need. Everything we see happening is everything they say. We will not be sovereign until we go ahead and the Fed, and the Fed, and the Fed. One more time, one more time. And the Fed, and the Fed, and the Fed. And the Fed. That's what I said. And the Fed.
There seems to be a general movement